Error on YouTube.
Everything
Okay,
is
boom.
awesome.
We should be live. The error on YouTube. That means we are live. So hello, worldwide web. I'm Dr. Shadow, the internet personality of Sarah, and welcome to Live and or Wired, episode 61. Because, of course. Joining, as always, we have that long-haired creepy guy.
Lings.
Also, I gotta close that door real fast. Just a thing.
Do you want us to introduce ourselves?
Yes.
Or the door can... Okay, go ahead.
Do you live in the haunted mansion?
Yes, he's Decker.
He
Of
lives
course.
out in the woods. It is possible.
That could have been Jason.
Jason would not be that subtle. Jason would go through the door, not open it.
Okay, it was Halloween from the first... It was Michael Myers from the first Halloween.
Okay, that is a little bit more plausible. Anyway, we have Cat Luniskaya.
Lunicia. Greetings, foolish mortals.
Damn it! Decker, you've got me doing it now. And as always, the fabric of our reality. Actually, both of them kind of are, but Patricia especially. Patricia Miranda, everyone.
Hey, everyone. How's it going? So...
My mother says hello, by the way, and now we'll close the door.
Okay, hello.
Say hello and goodbye.
Anyway,
After buying webcam, invest in recording live button thingy light.
Sure. There we go.
Hi.
Oh, there he is. You missed my mom.
Oh, sorry.
And he wasn't even throwing anything at her.
Let me see. You got this little light here to make more professional kind of thing here. This light here makes it. God. Yeah.
He's blinded by the light.
Yeah.
So let's read articles.
Really? That's pretty early.
So,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, there's lots of things going on. In case anyone's wondering, I am not leaving the house anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Neither am I.
That's the fun time. That's the joyous experience of, hey, don't go. And it's just like the Atkins diet. I don't know if any of you remember this, but I'm an old bastard. And when I was growing up, you always said, hey, all this stuff over here, all these meats, all these fats, all that butter, all that stuff, that's gonna make you overweight. You gotta have all this stuff here, like your nice whole wheat bread, and just stuff like it's just very low calorie, like non-greasy kind of stuff over here. And that was just how it was. And it was like, man, I really wish I could have a proper piece of meat. And then freaking Atkins comes out and says, hey, actually, it's not the fat that gets you fat. It's the carbohydrates. So go ahead, eat the meat. You should avoid the bread. And then everyone was like, man, I wish I could have bread. And I was
I had an acquaintance who actually he's so into the whole anti-carb thing that I was eating a salad, healthy, yummy, delicious salad.
Yeah.
And he tells me and looks at me straight in the eyes and goes, "That's full of carbs. You're gonna get fat from it."
From a salad.
how many croutons were in it? Just wondering.
It wasn't a bread salad. It's not a panzanella salad, okay? I promise. It was a chicken Caesar.
Also, Kevin,
But
Kevin dropped $5. Says, it's the apocalypse. Entertain me.
Okay, I'll go get the ostrich
That is
fans.
the intention. It's one of the things I mentioned on Twitter, I think yesterday. I tweeted out, it was either yesterday or the day before, I tweeted out that I take back everything I said in the Mad Max 1 review about the apocalypse in it not being apocalypsy enough.
Makes you feel better.
They had it worse than we do now, and it's the apocalypse, everybody. Okay.
They're still going to get ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream's a simple thing out there. We got internet, we got power, we got everything. It's the end of the world, motherfuckers.
My mom and I just joked saying, it's just like getting hit with a hurricane, only congratulations, we have power and cable.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been through worse.
We have a super chat from Fart in My Booth for $2 saying, "Hello, Decker. At a lady's friend's house, wish me luck."
I hope you don't embarrass yourself.
Don't slip and
That's the
fall,
best of
and then
luck
get
I can
scared by
offer. I'm not. I need luck in that regard. Honestly, I'm embarrassing myself right now. Seriously.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was in Japan. I saw Decker's attempts to flirt with women who, didn't speak the same language as him. So I saw Decker's attempts to flirt with women who did speak the same language as him.
How many of them were Yakuza?
Yeah. Jack
Let's
Frost
not talk about
says
that.
that the Redacted has begun spreading big time in the USA now, and yeah, that's the thing. It has arrived in my neighboring city, and by that I mean 10 miles away from where I live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Two
that
cases
was
in
the
my
point.
hometown.
That was the point where they were like, "Yeah, we just confirmed the second case in this place," and I'm like, "Yeah, leaving the house in this day and age is really a completely unnecessary thing. So let's not.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you so much for David Bailey for giving us a $24.99 donation.
David
so thank
Bailey,
you.
wasn't he the guy that was in a whole bunch of YouTube poops like 10 years ago?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's the same guy
poops.
or if it's just the same name. But
Maybe.
it sounds familiar, just saying. But thank you very much for the support.
And DVID22 gave us $2 saying, "Decker, have you gotten to the Leprechaun movies?"
I have not yet, but I really should. Mainly because of the Leprechaun Origins, is that what it's called? It looks like such an absolute train wreck. I'm like, I have to watch everything to get up to this point so I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I
are you
need
talking
the
about
full
the-
context before I get here.
Yeah. And not
Is
to
that the one
mention
starring
that
Hornswoggle?
Yes, Hornswoggle.
Okay.
Yeah, and not to mention that it usually would be more appropriate to talk about the Leprechaun movies in March, and in March you do March of the Clowns. So
Yeah, theoretically, I do March of
Sure.
the Clowns in March.
I think there are too many. I think the problem there is that there are too many Leprechaun movies now to do a month of Leprechaun movies. I think it would carry over into April. Maybe.
Yeah.
even
March of the
May.
Clowns has already done that every time I've done March of the Clowns. It's just...
Man has a point.
that's
Yeah.
right. Anyway,
What other
we have
important Irish holidays are there?
I'm sure there are a lot of them. Let's see. Sonoflocky1 gave us $1.99, saying, "Hello, everyone. Just finished watching Decker's review of Dark Floors for the 1,000th time. Not only is it my favorite, but introduced me to Lordy, so I thank you for that, Decker."
And it has plenty of creepy dancing in his underwear. If I remember
Oh, yeah.
from
Yes,
the
it does.
images burned into my brain.
Yes, and Sebastian Emmond gave us $2 Canadian, saying, "Hey, Decker, hope you're all safe."
So far, no one around has shown any symptoms, but at the same time, that's unless they haven't been anywhere for 2 weeks, that's not really that's not too reassuring.
Very true.
Nope.
I mean, I
part
haven't
of my
been
booth-
anywhere for 2 weeks, but
We can
Yeah.
tell you're starting to lose your mind.
Yeah.
I've lost my mind years ago.
He decided to do YouTube videos.
I was
You
like,
lost
hey, I got a great idea. I'm gonna do YouTube videos for a living. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
Barton-
nice and stress-free.
Fart in My Booth gave us another $5, saying, "Lovely advice. Absolutely adore y'all, and can't wait for healthier days for all. Good luck, everyone." Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Oh, man.
I said I wanted my life to be a video game. I wasn't wanting Plague Inc. to be that video game.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. Yeah, as soon as he got cases in, like, Greenland, people were like, okay, guys, that's it. I guess this is the end.
This is Plague Inc. It's Plague Inc.
It made it to
everyone.
Greenland. That's it now. That was the
Although
last
it didn't-
bastion of human civilization. That one that always lives is gone.
And unless you play the thing, there's a created one which is based around the thing, where you have to spread the parasite from the thing all across the world, and it starts in Greenland.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
It's really fun, actually.
So I guess in that one, the hard one to get to is Madagascar.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have David
Madagascar.
Bailey. David Bailey in the chat says, "No, that was not me. Just a common name. So no, it was not the guy who did the
okay.
YouTube poops."
That was just probably your life was a nightmare around that time.
Wamsy wasn't even born yet.
Ah.
When was YouTube Poops a thing? When was YouTube
around-
starting?
Yeah, like around 2006.
Back in my day, we
Back in
watched
my
Poop
day,
on
we had
YouTube,
this-
and we liked it.
Yeah.
Back in my
Back in-
day, I just watched wrestling clips.
Back in my day, the most popular YouTuber was an old man who would just read stories to children. No, that's for real, actually.
And if you
That
ever
is
saw
wow.
a guy with a toothbrush mustache yelling and screaming, it was about incoherent stuff that was improperly translated.
$5
Back in my day, I
from-
just played Guy Online.
$5 from Sarah Johnson, Lady Viking says, I don't consider Origin as part of the Leprechaun movies, just a crappy remake. Also, can you review the 1998 movie Deep Rising made by Stephen Sommers?
Deep Rise. That's been another long time request, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah,
not too surprising.
Deoxys is asking, how is everyone in these quarantine times? And I think people are keeping a pretty stiff upper lip and doing everything that they can to... What's the word I'm looking for here? Exploit the situation.
kill
There
each
we
other?
go. Such as our good friends at Troma.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, indeed. Our really
how is
good
Trauma
friends-
even going to film it? Sorry.
I mean, knowing Trauma, knowing Lloyd Kaufman, I mean, it's not. I mean, trust me, he would work around some things. Anyway,
Valid
$4.99
point.
Yeah, I met the guy a few years ago at a convention, and he is just as out there as he's portrayed. But he's actually a really nice guy. $4.99 from Lazarus Soul 82 says more Corona cases. Oh wait, no, more redacted cases.
You almost messed up there.
Yes, I
Shame.
did. I know.
Well, there goes the monetization.
They were cases of beer, Bart. Cases of beer. We're thirsty over here.
Okay,
I
so
would like
more.
to admit there have been a lot of advertisements for that beer lately.
Well, from
Yes.
It's so
I don't know if their sales are down or up. I know that there was supposedly some survey that went out asking people if they would be more or less likely to drink it in this time. It's like 60 some odd percent said less likely, and everyone's running on it saying people are so dumb they don't want to drink this because it's got the word. It's like, but how did you word the question?
Maybe
I need
it's-
full context here. What's going on here?
Yeah, for all we know, it was just a survey going, "Hey, what kind of beer do you like to drink?" And all those, and that 60% most likely were like, "I don't like Corona," or are like me, "I don't like beer."
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the comment, more redacted cases were number 1, America, F yeah, now you're a man, man.
Now you're a man! A man! And Zaki Niku 77 says, please review Blood Dolls from Full Moon Movies.
Oh, speaking of
Blood
which,
Dolls.
there was actually a report around Full Moon Movies a while back saying that they're still going to do their production stuff as well, which I'm actually curious about how that's going to turn out.
During Redacted,
Well, I mean, like, to be fair, it was like in the early stages of Redacted. I haven't heard
I
anything.
mean, around my town, they're just suggesting no one in groups larger than 10 unless it's necessary. There was some weird thing that was being shared around on Twitter, I want to say yesterday, where which town was it that was saying, hey, no non-essential sexual gatherings of groups 3 or greater. And I'm like, damn, they're banning orgies? You can't ban the orgies!
wait, does that mean I can't draw orgies anymore?
Oh, no. I need
Darn
to drink
it.
the pain away.
Why aren't you vodka?
But yes, there's a little bit about, what do I have here? Let me see. Okay, I got that in the wrong side as well. Okay, boom. There we go. A little bit about the particular redacted going on.
Teddy Rubskin is making messages.
Hey, Teddy.
Hello, Teddy.
Hi, Teddy.
Now, interestingly, a couple of days ago, a short little trailer for their new production, now known as Redacted Zombies.
Oh, yes.
And it was an incredibly short trailer, but I still had to trim it down a bit to make sure that the Content ID bot doesn't have a problem with it. But I did make a little tiny version of it. Would anyone like to
Hey.
see a little teaser of Redacted Zombies?
Please, I like to see the redacted zombies. That would make me so happy.
On toilet paper.
And you thought
know
you
you're
couldn't
in
exploit
here.
redacted any further.
Oh, they just started.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the redacted documentaries.
Those will come eventually.
Mhm.
And they'll be all starring white people. And somehow Scarlett Johansson
So yeah.
True.
on Lifetime.
So yeah, that anyone catch that little?
Yeah, I'm.
It was
I'm
only
seeing
about 10 seconds, but
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
it was from a like 40-second teaser trailer, of which there was only about 15 seconds of actual movie in it. So yeah,
it. Yeah.
that was still too
What were
long.
the
The
other
content ID bot would have hated me if I just showed the whole thing, but.
Yes.
Simon Osmius has donated $5 going, I'm waiting for the Mad Max battles over toilet paper. Already happening here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then
boy.
not Captain Scruffy Beard donated $5 going, Decker, are you reviewing the My Hero Academia movies? Please say yes.
I have been scarred by all of the My Hero Academia porn.
Oh, yeah. Sorry
Yes,
about
that is your fault, Kat. That is entirely your fault.
I would like to point out from now on, I only like the porn. Don't tell me you can see my likes. Don't tell me you can see my
Yes, you
likes.
can see the likes of the people you follow.
Oh,
That's how Twitter
crap.
does. Sometimes Twitter is like, hey, this person is also following this person who liked this other thing. Twitter's got some weird things it just throws at you at random. It's like, damn, I gotta be
I am
real
so
careful about who I
sorry.
follow. If they like the wrong
Sorry.
things, it could mess with people's minds. Wait a minute, that means
No.
that my followers are seeing the things you like.
I don't see the weird stuff that you say. I haven't said though I don't see my followers.
That's because I don't like anything.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I feel so embarrassed about that. How traumatized are you? Rating from 1 to 10.
Seven.
6.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, he's known me for a long time, so there are some things that
I
he's
was
just immunized by.
Have you seen the
Makes
things
you feel-
Creepy likes on Twitter sometimes?
Yes,
Just-
I follow
It's
him.
just-
Makes you feel better. Some of the things I've liked, I never liked. You would be even more traumatized. I'm just saying, I've seen shit.
Yeah.
Got €2 from Ms. Dieza saying greetings from Finland. I love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
David
you.
Bailey. David
Finland
Bailey
is.
gave us.
I highly
$4.99.
suggest that you actually visit Finland sometime. You never really understand how nice it is to be in a very clean country, very nice green energy and all that. Just very clean running. The air smells so nice. Except that one
Does it
year I
smell
was
like
there and there were a
beer?
bunch of fires in Russia. But, other than that, the air tends to smell really nice in Finland.
Nice.
Okay,
It's a thing you really
$4.99.
only understand if you are there.
Yeah, that's true.
Decker, they're trying to read super chats. These are the people that give us money. Remember?
All
So
right,
we can
I
buy
like
things.
breathing.
Well, you can buy things.
So $4.99 comes from David Bailey, and he gives us a good job emoji. So thank you. And then Miss Digessa gave us €2 saying, the greetings from Finland thing. Oh, Lofty Vibes. Yeah, Lovey Vibes gave us $5 saying, hey Decker, huge fan. Was wondering if you could review Hobo with a Shotgun.
That has also been a very long-standing request.
Yeah, a lot of
So
people.
I feel like a lot of these requests I really have to review sometime. But at the same time, if I do, then I start getting super chats asking me to.
You'll get more.
You'll
Yeah.
get more.
They'll
Andre's
find something
Cauldron-
even worse.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Andre Caldron Sanchez. Hi, I am Kat Lunicia. Just look up. I really should just have a link ready of my channel. I am a art channel, and now on the weekends I do gaming when I remember to film gaming. So I'm a multi-project channel for those who want to know who the heck I am. I'm also Creepy's artist. I think I'm pointing right.
Summer of
Yeah.
High School Musical, Teddy. I would lose my mind harder
I
than I
would
ever
die.
have.
There's only 3 movies, though. There's only 3 movies.
don't forget about
It
the-
would take all
don't
summer
forget-
for me to mentally get through it.
No, don't forget about the Disney Plus series, High School Musical, the series.
Yeah, yeah.
What is redundant for 200, Alex?
Very true.
Oh, but Decker, don't you know? Stick to the status quo.
Okay.
No. Am I the only one here? When High School Musical was a thing, I neck of the woods, everyone loved it. I hated it. I think I got peer pressured into reading Twilight and listening to and watching High School Musical more than I did for drugs. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Around when the High School Musical movies were coming out, I was a camp counselor, and I was surrounded by a bunch of young campers who were into the High School Musical series, so much so that they would play the soundtrack practically every single day. So eventually, when I did see the first movie, I was like, "Really? This is what they're into?"
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I really love musicals. I mean, every time that I go see a musical, I have them. I have posters of them. I haven't bought a poster of anything recently, but I actually do have this right here. This was right before the Redacted happened. I went to go see Hamilton.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I did before Redacted? I'm not counting I went to the store to try and get some things when everyone was going absolutely crazy, and I was like, it's not here yet. That's the only reason I feel remotely safe in here with all these people going around, which did get me sick, by the way. I got a sniffle and a cough from that because there were so many people going around just milling and just... but I've gotten over that since then. It's I figured it wasn't the Redacted, and it wasn't. It was just the rape. But I'm pretty sure that freaked out a lot of people that day.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel because the first week of March, I was in spring break, and I went back home to Florida to see my family and to meet up with my boyfriend, and we spent an entire week doing various activities.
Leading Blind is watching on Twitch. They redeemed some of the Twitch currency to highlight the message. And they said, "Hey, Decker. Hi, Leading Blind. It's been a while."
Yes, hi.
Or not so... Actually, I think that they joined in on the EDF stream that I was doing a little bit ago, right at the end.
Oh.
So that was...
Nice. Anyway, I did, I did that first week. I had like a whole bunch of packed activities. There was... let's see, I lived in South Florida before I moved here to Huntsville, and I did a whole bunch of things from let's see, there was the Renaissance Festival that happens around every year. I went to Miami, I went to Orlando, I went to St. Augustine, and we just did a whole bunch of things, and then I got sick.
I think that that's the last thing. That's a pretty good thing, I guess. I just remembered the last thing I did leaving the house before Redacted. Besides going to the store and getting sick.
My last thing was I went to the hospital, and before anyone asked if I got Redacted, no, it was walking pneumonia.
Oh, yay!
Goody.
Congrats.
Right.
I had gone to the mall with my fiance. I'd gone down to the mall in the neighboring city where Redacted struck first. They're the ones that have the mall and the places to go and things, so it makes sense that they were the ones struck first. I thought that if it was going to come here, it was going to come in over the highway, but either way, we went over there to the mall, went to purchase about $80 worth of underwear. And
Kinky.
And then we went to Olive Garden.
Yes.
Filled up on breadsticks and salad, and ended up taking the rest home.
Okay.
I know we ordered entrees, but that really wasn't what we ate while we were there.
Right. Kev Chang gave us $2 saying, "Hey guys, huge fans. Decker, can you do a Maniac Cop?"
Oh yes, I actually watched that with my fiance around the time when I first met her, and that was something where I'm like, yeah, I see why people keep telling me to review this. It's rough around the edges. It's low budget, but it's a classic low budget, so it's that kind of like film grain roughness to it, and
Nice.
it's so ridiculous. And some things really don't make sense, but you know what? They don't have to.
Speaking of ridiculous, $2 from David22 saying, Decker, how the evil bong treating you?
Oh boy, that's right. April's coming up. I got I did 420 last time. I got high five, and then 666, and then 777. And by the time I finish that sentence, there's probably at least 3 more. Like
Yeah.
I started off liking the series, and then it's just gotten. It went from really good to pretty shitty to a bit better to absolutely abhorrent. And I don't see it getting any better from here on out.
Well, I mean, either that or you could actually do maybe either another Chong movie or Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar is an option. It's, there we go. That's weed. That's weed.
That is weed. Half Baked is another option. Any of the Judd Apatow produced movies. Or if you wanted like a really trippy movie, watch. Well, you already saw a Satoshi Kon movie, but Paprika would be a good option.
Oh, I would love it.
I was gonna say heavy metal because it feels like you're on drugs while watching it.
That could be another.
Or
option.
what was that movie? Rock and Rule. That's also
Rock and Roll.
another one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Creepy actually talked about that one a few years ago.
Right.
I watched
There's
that.
also, I liked it. There's also Power Rangers Turbo, the movie, which like being on drugs.
Still got.
You're gonna wish you were on drugs.
Zakino77 gave us $2 saying Decker and Creepy is reviewing the Genetic Opera.
Oh yes.
Oh,
that's what I've meant to review
that's
for
a
a
good-
while. But creepy, if you want to review that one with me, there is a stipulation. You have to have a singing voice.
Citrate comes in a little glass vial.
It's really impossible to review that movie and not sing. It's not possible.
I mean,
So you want to hear me sing?
No, but it's not possible to review that movie without it. So that's why this is a stipulation.
So
You have to have a decent
write
singing
all of our-
voice.
We have to write the entire review script as if we're singing it.
Yes.
yeah.
Keep your
fair
rhyming
warning,
dictionary
creep-
handy.
Fair warning, Decker. Musical Hell did a review of Repo the Genetic Opera, and that one got copyright claimed like crazy. So have fun with the editing.
I see that. I see that coming. It's a thing. It's a thing. It happens constantly.
I mean, it's to be
My
expected.
blanket is billowing.
Anyway, we're almost 30 minutes in, and we haven't even read a single article.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we showed the little trailer for the redacted zombies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was true.
See,
So-
Oh, you could do Uzumaki according to Brianna Roberts. Although it's not as good as the manga.
Yeah, the manga I hear is really, really like messed up.
Anything by Junji Ito is a trippy, horrific nightmare of awesome. Sorry.
There you go.
And people wonder why we're friends.
Wonder? There are people who wonder that?
I guess so.
I was lining everything up, getting everything all stacked in all kinds of places, trying to make sure that I can see the chat, see the news sheet, see everything. There we go. Okay.
Brandon Kilgore, have you seen the Sonic movie? Okay, I'm going to admit to something, and I'm going to have lightning struck me. I have never played a Sonic game. I was a Nintendo Mario girl, so
Okay.
I never really piqued an interest in the Sonic things, minus like people riffing on it on Sonic Adventures and the really bad voice acting and like the little bit of Game Grumps that I've seen. So it's like I've never got into Sonic, so I never thought to see the Sonic movie.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fair enough.
Creep, it's okay, Decker. It's okay. I've never played a Sonic game. I've also never played a Final Fantasy game.
Oh, god damn it. Over on DLive, Dirty Fergie says, if Hooters starts delivering food, will they be called knockers?
Yes. That's it. I'm starting a restaurant that's to go that's called Knockers.
I need another drink.
Men and women will be a part of it.
That's god damn it. Yeah. Patricia there trying to make it through with her bottle of Everclear.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out by tomorrow at this rate.
Okay. So
That's
yes.
why I invested in
Article.
Rid-Ups.
We have.
Oh, by the way, speaking of articles, Ryan Webster said, Lloyd Dragon says, Patricia, we don't watch for the articles. So, okay. Sorry.
They watch for the legs.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, I got
Oh,
something that
Lone Dragon, you're so mean.
Okay, so this is a news report that just happened yesterday. That would be that the announcement for the upcoming live-action Dragon's Lair movie on Netflix.
Yes.
So, yes, let me just.
I played that game.
Okay, so you played Dragon's Lair, but you haven't played Sonic.
Yes. Okay, I can explain. My mom worked in an arcade, and we had it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right,
now
here
you
we go.
understand.
So, yes, I do. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds in talks to tackle live-action adaptation of 80s video game. Netflix has closed a deal to pick up the rights to the game after almost a year of negotiation. Ryan Reynolds has found his next quest. Reynolds is in talks to star and produce a live-action feature adaptation of Dragon's Lair, one of the most iconic arcade video games from the 1980s. After almost a year of negotiations, Netflix has closed a deal to pick up the rights to the game. Roy Lee will produce his Vertigo Entertainment with Trevor Eagleson of Underground Film. Don Bluth, Gary Goldman, and John Pomeroy will be producing. Reynolds will produce via his banner, Maximum Effort. Dan and Kevin Hageman, who worked on the Lego Movie and most recently Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, will write the script. Lair was at one point.
Go forward, avoid tentacle.
I was about to say, get hit, die, start all over, put another quarter in.
Yeah. Dragon's Lair was at one point the most popular game in America. It hit the scene in 1983 and promised to revolutionize the arcade industry with its movie-style animation that hailed from Bluth, who would later go on to direct animated movies, An American Tail and All Dogs Go to Heaven, and its envelope-pushing technology that used Laserdisc to advance the story. While the game's high point faded as its style didn't take off, it remains fondly remembered and even made an appearance in the 80s set Stranger Things. The plot of the video game is epic in scope. A knight named Dirk the Daring must rescue the fetching Princess Daphne from the clutches of the evil dragon known as Singe and the wizard Mordrock. Lee was a producer on last year's Stephen King adaptation, It Chapter 2, while his company worked on another Stephen King adaptation, Dr. Sleep. Eagleson was a producer on Snowfall. The Hagemans are currently the showrunners and executive of Nickelodeon's Star Trek animated series and wrote the upcoming animated feature The Croods 2, which features Reynolds as one of the voice actors. The brothers are repped by Underground and law firm Hanson Jacobson. This marks the third project with Netflix for Reynolds, with the actor coming off the December unveiling of the action movie Six Underground and currently shooting Netflix's action movie Red Notice with Gal Gadot and Dwayne Johnson. It's a second video game themed feature. Reynolds next stars in Free Guy, which tells a man who realizes he's the background character in a video game, or I don't know, the second highest grossing video game movie, Detective Pikachu, but that's not important.
No, he was a background character in a video game. I don't know what clued him in that maybe that was his life. Possibly being hit by a car for the 80th time to get day.
I was going to say, because he says the same thing over and over again when he in his shop keep going, do you want to deal some damage or protect yourself from some, or whatever the Skyrim lines are.
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Thank you.
Very much.
Let me guess, someone stole your sweet roll.
The movie is currently scheduled to open in July, although the novel, Redacted, may postpone it. Reynolds is also...
Protector Drone says, stop cutting to articles. I'm trying to stream Creepy to Omegle to get chicks.
Okay.
That...
Creepy, you should just start one of those. What is that one website where people
Deoxys on Twitch says we still need a Decker emote, and that is very true. I'm just not very good at making emotes. I need to put in more time to do it. I tried to actually throw together a motherfucking chainsaw hands little piece of pixel art, but it just didn't scale right. So, it was
Decker. Decker. Artist. Hi.
I'm high too. What do you know, see me just doing stuff because of that?
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing
Let's continue.
drugs.
Reynolds is also due to be seen this year in The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard with Samuel L. Jackson and Selma Hayek, and heard in DreamWorks A Cruise 2, which opens in December. He is repped by WME and Sloan Offer. All right, well, yeah, I think that this ought to be really interesting because I was one of the many backers of the Dragon's Lair Indiegogo page where we
Aw.
got like, yeah, it's true. Back around I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, Don Bluth and Gary Goldman did a Dragon's Lair Indiegogo campaign where they were like, if you give us this amount of money, we're going to create a pitch so we can be able to present it over to companies to see if they want to produce a Dragon's Lair movie. I didn't donate that much money, although I kind of regret not doing it because, there were a few incentives that I really, really, really wanted to pick up. Like, for example, I really wanted to, do the $150 donation where Don Bluth would have autographed pictures from An American Tale, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and from The Land Before Time. But I thought that the stuff that I did get was actually pretty nice. I got this this really nice postcard right over here, and
Pretty.
it has a letter. And it has a letter right here in the back with Don Bluth and Gary Goldman's autograph. I'm just gonna read it really quick. It says, "Dear adventurer, we cannot thank you enough for your support and contribution to help make a dream come true. Soon we will celebrate the 33rd anniversary of the premiere of the Dragon's Lair arcade game, originally released in the summer of 1983. The game has stayed alive for all these years, having been ported to over 70 platforms, availing it for personal use in the home and the latest handheld device. However, our dream has always been to bring Dragon's Lair, the movie, to the big screen. The time is now, and your action to support this effort has been overwhelming. Thank you sincerely, Don Bluth and Gary Goldman." In addition to that, I'm going to try to see if I can share this on the screen. But a while ago, like I would say, like around the early to late 90s, they started a magazine. No, it was the late 80s to the late 90s. They started a magazine called Toon Talk, where they would reveal on what their upcoming projects were. Let me see if I can actually share this. I don't know if I can, but I'm just going to bring it up. If you can you see the folder?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to click on this right here. So, yeah, this is the folder, and can you see the Toon Talk issue right over here?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this is from their 2000 issue, and this is when they were doing Titan 8. So it basically is discussing about like their behind the scenes work on Titan AE, and also some interesting questions about like how they were able to do the work and the art style and all that stuff, how they came up with the idea of all their characters and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and also this is one on their very first short, Banjo the Woodpile Cat. And let's see,
he's
there's
cute.
yeah, he's very cute. It's a very cute short. There's the Dragon's Lair. This is the Dragon's Lair comic that was kind of short-lived, but it's actually pretty interesting. I was one of the because I was a backer, I actually did see the Dragon's Lair 7-minute pitch, which I thought was really interesting. I was actually curious about where they were going to go with it. And yeah, that's like one out of let's see how many there were 10 issues, because I guess if after a while they just kind of stopped. I think this was around the time in which when Don Bluth was quitting the animation industry, and I was really looking forward to this movie. By the way, it's like, oh man, Don Bluth is going to be coming back doing a 2D animated film in a time in which we were dealing with mostly CGI, but now that it's going to be live action, I mean, I'm curious to see how well that will turn out, but that will still mean that Titan AE will be his very last 2D animated film that he ever worked on.
Also, we have a couple of super chats. David Bailey dropped $20 saying, I'm sorry to keep saying this, but Clown House and First Power should be seen and reviewed. Clown House is super scary on scene and behind.
Okay.
Behind the scenes was a nightmare? Oh, good.
I'm terrified of that now. And Simon J. Strogren dropped £5 saying, "Hi guys, hope you're all safe. Decker, could you review Tobey Hooper's Crocodile?"
Ooh.
Does that count for Dinosember? They say it's a living dinosaur.
I count it.
Though technically, birds are living dinosaurs. Just saying.
You could do Chicken Run for the Dinosember then.
Yes.
I would love to see you tackling an Aardman animation project.
Jeff Umbach says the Dragon Slayer without the helmet looks like he's trying to channel Duke Nukem. I was thinking more BJ Blazkowicz.
I was going to say BJ Blazkowicz, and then I was like, oh yeah, it is true. There is such thing as the Don Bluth protagonist chin. It's a joke amongst a bunch of Don Bluth fans where all the the protagonist males at least, all look the same and have this like the same chin shape.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And all villains are teethy.
Very teethy, yes, indeed.
That means I'm a good guy.
Well, Creepy, if you were in the world of animation, due to how angular and skinny your face is, you would count as a villain. Because, see, people with round faces and round shapes in the world of cartoons means friendly and happy and nice.
Right. So that means you would be the good guy, the heroine.
I would be the heroine. Patricia would be the heroine. Creepy will be the plucky sidekick with the annoying voice.
Actually, that means Decker is the villain, though.
Yes.
Or he's just the protagonist with a dark attitude.
Or he is the sidekick with the dark past.
Okay,
like he's related to the villain somehow.
Okay.
Aw.
So, hey, anybody out there, you like music?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Because, there's some music for free right now.
Yes, there is. Courtesy of 9 Inch Nails. If you remember that, you remember that, heavy metal band that was really popular in the 90s, especially if you listen to like the Doom music, that they would like rip off some of their songs. Well, they're releasing 2 new albums, and those albums are going to be for free for anybody who is interested in listening.
As in free, available to download right now.
Yes, right now. So.
Oh, I need to download that for myself.
I'm going to put the download link in the chat right now.
Oh, wait, I'm not ready yet.
Okay, it's been sent out to Periscope, YouTube, Mixer, DLive, and Twitch.
And save for myself for future evil.
And for anyone watching on a TV who doesn't have the chat up and has no idea what the link might be for the download, I will say it here. https://store.nin.com/collections/music/products/digital-download. There you go.
You want to spell it out for them?
I think I did it enough.
All right, so whose turn is it to read?
I am not sure. It may. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I can do it. I'm a 9 Inch Nails fan. So
sure, go ahead.
Go for it.
Correction. My teenage self was a 9 Inch Nails fan.
Ah, okay.
Hold on. I gotta make the screen bigger. We're professionals here.
Here, let me do it for you.
I got it.
Okay.
Now it's loading. Thank you. 9 Inch Nails has surprise released 2 new albums, Ghost 5 and Ghost 6, Locust, consisting of 23 new instrumental
You're
tracks.
breaking up kind of bad there, Kat.
Hold on. How do I sound?
While Kat fixes that, there's a there's a $5 comment from Decker. Review Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It has a wood chipper.
Oh yes, ever since the review Friday the 13th, the remake, where they had the wood chipper and they didn't kill anybody with it. So you had a wood chipper. Why would you use the wood chipper?
Sorry, I guess
people have always been telling me
on...
about all the wood chipper kills, and Tucker and Dale versus Evil is been a big request since then. It's like, hey, you want wood chipper deaths? There's one right here.
Shall I Can I try again?
Rumble in the
Yeah, go
Bronx
ahead.
had a wood chipper kill, just saying.
Nine Inch Nails has surprise released 2 new albums, Ghost 5 Together and Ghost 6 Locust. Consisting of 23 new instrumental tracks, they are described in Nine Inch Nails website as 2 different records for 2 different mindsets. Download now for free. Stay safe. Nine Inch Nails collaborators Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross stated about the records friends, weird times indeed. As news seems to turn ever more grim by the hour, no kidding, we found ourselves
We found. Let's see. It says.
Vacillating.
Yeah,
vacillating.
vacillating.
Wildly between feelings like there may be hope at times and utter despair. Often changing minute to minute, although each of us define ourselves as antisocial types who prefer being on our own, this situation has really made us appreciate the power and need for connection.
Play some
Music,
Death Stranding.
Yes. If I want to feel hope, and if I want to feel that Redacted will pass us through, there's nothing like listening to music like.
Well, they said it's instrumental.
That's true. So
Sorry.
Also, Pineapple Pizza Fan the Pineappling says, "This is my first time in your chat. How's the quarantine going?" I'd say relatively well. People are talking about, hey, wish we could go and do this, and I'm thinking, like, why? I like being home.
Lone Dragon was asking, wasn't Reznor an enemy in Fire World? Yes, and they named it after. Anyway, continue, Kat.
Music, whether listening to it, thinking about it, creating it, has always been the thing that helps us get through anything, good or bad. With that in mind, we've decided to burn the midnight oil and complete these new Ghost records as a means of staying somewhat sane. Ghost 5 Together is for when things seem like it may be all okay, and Ghost 6 Locust, well, you'll figure it out. I think one is hope and one is despair, people.
So I like that you start with hope and you end with despair. That's just a glorious way
Which
to
is the
just set it
opposite
up.
in Danganronpa, where you start with despair and end with hope. It may make us feel better. It made us feel better to make these, and it feels good to share them. Music has always been a way of making us feel a little less alone in the world, and hopefully it does for you too. Remember, everyone is in this thing together, and this too shall pass.
Only
It will
because
pass
the
like a
meteorite's
stone.
coming.
Yeah, I was about to say, it will pass like a stone, but it will pass.
I'm just thinking, like, okay, we're in the 3rd month in 2020, okay? What's next is what I want to know.
Sexy robots.
Okay, I'm not against that.
Sexy aliens.
I am not against that.
Male.
I can get used to it.
With
You heard
chainsaw
it here
hands.
first.
We look forward to seeing you again soon. Be smart and be safe and take care of each other. With love, Trent and Actius.
Yes.
And then it lists some songs. Ghost 5 Together track listing. Letting Go While Holding On, Together, Out in the Open, With Faith.
Xfinity.
Apart, Your Touch, Hope We Can Again, Still Right Here. Then Ghost 6 Locust, track listings. The Cursed Clock. Okay,
Why
that
is
sounds like a
the
cool
Despair
movie.
album twice as long?
Because despair is never ending and is bigger than hope. Play Danganronpa, you'll understand, Decker. The Cursed Clock, around every corner, the Worriment Waltz, Run Like Hell. When it happens, don't mind me. Another Crashed Car, Temp Fix, Trust Fades, A Really Bad Night, Your New Normal, Just Breathe, Right Behind You, Turn This Off, Please. That's gonna be fun in car rides. So Tired, Almost On.
Okay.
Prior to
Okay.
Ghost 5, prior to Ghost 5 Together and Ghost 6 Locust, Reznor and Ross last shared new Nine Inch Nails music in a series of records released over 3 years. Not the actual events in 2016, Add Violence 2017, and Bad Witch in 2018, which the later followed by a tour. The pair have spent much of the past few years composing scores for TV and film projects like Bird Box, Waves, and Watchmen.
Okay. So, and this is what the album covers look.
Oh, wow.
So
Artistic.
creative.
I like it.
It's minimalism.
Yeah. And
Less
if you're
is
wondering,
more. That is the
those-
most extreme album cover I've ever seen in my life. Thank you very much.
and by the way, for those who are just joining the chat, this is the website where you can download the album. So if you are interested in checking those out, remember it is for absolutely free. So have at it.
I had to put the link in the description, mentioning what the link is again. It is, what's the freaking link here? This stuff goes to places. And
I just look up from the chat and I see the phrase "sexy Godzilla."
Sexy Godzilla. There we go. https://store.nin.com/collection/music/products/ghosts-digital-download.
Where's the .com?
We don't need
It
.coms
was
anymore.
after NIN.
Oh.
Okay.
All right then.
Yay!
Okay. So, yeah. All the fun things to do during Redacted. And there's also other things to do during Redacted, such as the Live and Wired poll.
Yay! My favorite.
So,
Oh, joy.
we're going to get that going over on the Twitters. We have the Live and Wired poll for you this episode. Redacted. Options 1, redacted. 2, redacted. 3, redacted. Or 4, redacted. 30 minutes starting now on Twitter at DeckerShadow. I will be sharing the
I'm
link
gonna
out
definitely
in the...
choose Redacted, although Redacted does seem like a more obvious choice.
Oh,
Yes, it
Patricia,
does.
we both know you're only choosing Redacted because we did this first.
I know, I'm very
Listen-
biased.
Listen, you're gonna pick something like Redacted? Now, Redacted. That's a good answer.
Hey,
If you
Redacted is a clear winner.
no,
wanna hear it.
Redact.
No.
No. I was making a Steven Universe reference.
I think people are still recovering from last night's episode.
I don't know how to feel about it. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, like that's it.
I haven't seen yet. I am not here. La, 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 la.
Relax, we're not gonna say anything.
We're not going to tell you what happens.
The butler did it.
Sorry, I brought my head out just as you gave it away.
Okay, I'm kidding.
I knew Little Butler was behind everything.
Onion was really the true white diamond.
Now, that is a theory that actually kind of makes sense to me.
Do you want to know how someone explained their theory on that one? They said onion doesn't have ears, and no gems have ears. Therefore, onion is white diamond.
Okay, sure.
That is legitimately a Tumblr post I remember in the early days of freaking Steven Universe. Do you have any
Okay.
questions, Decker? Do you want me to
I was just
explain?
thinking, like,
I don't think he cares.
Just because the gems don't have ears doesn't mean that everyone who doesn't have ears is a gem.
That's what I said. I also said I don't like onion, but
Soul Scorcher is asking in the chat. Have
I
any of you
heard
guys
something. I
seen-
wonder if it's the cat making trouble.
Tiffany, Marshmallow, Fluffball, are you making trouble again? No? Okay.
Well, anyway, Lone Dragon. No, wait. I'm sorry. It was
Soul Scorcher.
Soul Scorcher was asking, have any of you guys seen Boys yet? And no, I have not.
No, I have
Seen
not.
what?
The Boys.
The Boys.
What's that?
I don't know.
Does that answer your question if I saw it or not?
The Boys was a comic series that was by Garth Ennis, and it was turned into, I believe, a Hulu series recently.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, there's your answer. I don't got Hulu.
Okay.
I don't. I only have Netflix. I'm a plebe.
I used to have access to Hulu, but not anymore.
Same. My friend changed his password without me knowing it.
Nah.
Well, that's rough. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much
Hello,
it.
how's it going? That was nothing at all.
No, everything was fine. It's almost like you left.
Pretty much.
Anthony Hudak on the chat is
Okay,
asking.
I just shotgunned a beer and came back. That's what it.
Oh, okay.
A whole beer? Was it redacted beer?
Yes. Anthony Hudak was asking, have you played Doom Eternal?
Oh, yeah, no. I got Animal Crossing. And
So do I!
I've been playing a ton of EDF, and I really shouldn't because I got work to do. I just straight up, I've been playing too much EDF, and I need to stop.
Ah.
Though we should still finish the DLC too.
True.
But Animal Crossing.
Yes, Animal Crossing.
I missed a day of things. 2 days. I left my town to rot for 2 days and came back, and I was like, oh well, the cherry trees have grown. That's nice. It's okay, Tom. I'll get your money in a minute there. But I gotta purchase this sound system being shipped out to my island. You don't mind that? I'll get the home loan in a bit. I'll just speakers.
You monster.
I had to stand
abandoned
right
your
next
town.
to Tom Nook as he's there like, you owe me like 90 grand.
98.
And I'm there like, yeah, but speakers.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something that is going to get me thrashed. You know how you were mentioning, Kat, that you've never played a Sonic the Hedgehog game? I've never played an Animal Crossing game.
This is my first Animal Crossing
See,
game.
unlike some people who will go hostile, I go, that's okay. It's all right. Some people can't play Animal Crossing. Some people can't understand the huge responsibility of taking care of a cute little pile of ones and zeros, and it's fine. And also, Animal Crossing isn't that old. There's only like 5 games and Hold on. Animal Forest, which was only available in Japan. Animal Forest E, only available in Japan. Animal Forest for America. Wild War. There's only been like a few games, so it's not like Sonic, which has a crap ton of games.
It
which
started
is
in
like,
Japan on the N64, if I'm not mistaken.
what?
Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Forest.
Like,
Animal Forest. Yeah.
It did. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, I just never had the opportunity to play it. I didn't know anybody who was playing Animal Crossing when I was in high school. Everybody that I knew was either playing with an Xbox or a PlayStation 2. And if they were playing the Nintendo GameCube, they were using it for Smash Brothers.
Soul Scorcher says, fight, fight, fight!
Fight.
No fighting.
What are we fighting
Unlike
again?
some people, I understandings. Also, my knives are over there, so I can't reach them.
Wrestlers, I did not use Cat as an excuse to go poop. That's not the direction of the bathroom. That is the direction of the kitchen.
There's the bathroom.
It's the bathroom.
Yeah. Did you just roll to the bathroom?
He did.
Yes.
I don't know if I should be impressed or sad.
It's not the first time he's done that. I think he did that when we were playing the Stephen King drinking game.
I had to!
What was
Yeah,
it?
but
What
that
was
was
it
an
again?
excuse.
What was it again? Damn it.
It was
The
the
Langoliers.
Damn it. Yeah, no, it was the Overlook Hotel.
The Shining.
The Shining.
That was it. Yeah, I couldn't believe that I was blanking on that name. I really
We
was.
only did 3 episodes.
I think Langoliers was the only one where I didn't actually get sick.
No, you got sick while watching the first one, It.
Yeah.
And in The Shining, just because
Yeah, The
I was
Shining.
like, this one's not going to require as much drinking. I brought in the Captain Morgan, and Creepy's there like, we should add some more rules. And I'm there like, should we?
Yeah, I mean, basically with It, you guys drank every 8 minutes. While
And that's a 3-hour film, so...
It was a 3-hour film, so yeah.
While in The Shining,
we learn?
there were like 25 minutes where you didn't drink.
Yeah.
But then after that, you guys are like pounding, left
Yeah.
and right.
Yeah.
I think the Langoliers, it was another 3 hour.
Langoliers, it was we were making excuses not to drink towards the end.
Right.
Where it's like, no, it's the same shot of the CGI plane.
Right, I was going to say, I think the only thing we really added on to that one was shitty CGI film. But yeah, the Langoliers
and
was
scaring the little girl.
that too. Yeah,
take a shot that he overreacts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his voice cracks.
Yeah, but I think the Langoliers was the one where at the very end I started to actually feel sick, and I was like, I can't drink any. I was like, I literally cannot drink anymore, or I will throw up. So
and you quit after that.
Right.
And
Pineapple Pizza fan, the Pineappling, is now a member on YouTube. Welcome.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
So is Decker and Creepy doing the new It for a drinking game? Asks Demon Orc on Twitch.
We haven't. I don't know.
I have It Chapter 1 and 2. Where do I have 1? Crap, is that over at the other place? I can't go there because of the quarantine. Well, it's not an official quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, what you could do is this thing called FedEx.
Right. I think we also said that we were going to do Pet Cemetery for the next one, but that was up in the air still.
Well, we were going to do that, and for possibly the leap year day, but then my mouth went crazy on me, and we had to cancel entirely.
Yeah.
Right. And then this with Redacted happened. So the Stephen King drinking game isn't canceled, as far as I know. It's just been put on hiatus temporarily because of stuff.
Zaki Niku 77 dropped $2 saying, please review The Kin, Lordy. The Lordy short film of The Kin. That came out years before Dark Floors. It was back when they still had Kalma as their bassist, who was actually their second bassist, even though he was in the first album. When they were recording music videos for that album with Would You Love a Monster Man, they had a previous bassist. But Kalma was a good bassist.
And
he left after 2 albums, and they got Ox for the Apocalypse. But yeah, there's a short film, The Kin, which is... A lot of people say it's actually pretty good. Dark Floors as a feature film with monsters, but the monsters happen to be a heavy metal band. It's like... But they don't utilize the heavy metal band aspect of it at all. They're just monsters in the movie. It's a very odd little thing. It's like a Silent Hill story, but instead of it being a freaky faceless nun and a mannequin with an ass for a head, it's a drummer and a guitarist.
Right.
But you're still scared of them like Silent Hill monsters.
So
I was going to say...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I ever did a Lordy movie, which would never happen, I would do something a la Phantom of the Opera, almost like a haunted rock band theater or something. Unless we did work.
You're breaking up pretty bad all of a sudden, Kat.
Again?
Yeah, your camera's frozen as well. Oh, you're coming back a bit. Just a bit. You're frozen again. Oh, one
Hold
frame.
on.
We got 1 frame.
Oh, good. One whole frame.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, if I was doing if I did a Lordy movie, I would do something like, Phantom of the Opera almost. There used to be a rock band here. They died, and now they haunt the place. I know, it's really Scooby-Doo, but there would be blood and murder.
I think, in order for a Lordy horror movie to work, whether or not you have any heavy metal music in it, the entire world has to be just this extreme, surreal kind of place. It can't really be set in the real world.
So, kind of like set in Repo Genetic Operaland, but more heavy metal.
I mean, it's like The Riff that I remember hating the music video to that, and I still pretty well do, because the music video does not match the song at all. At all.
Oh, yeah.
But the song itself, the story it tells, is really cool, and it gives me an idea of how would you base a world around a sort of Lordy movie, how that would work. Because the song is about... Death shows up and is like, hey, get in my car, let's go for a ride. And you're like, I'm not so certain about that. It's like, yeah, it'll be fine, come on. And go out there, and it's like the lines are like the headlights are shooting sparks, and the tires are spinning flames, and the motor's screaming like a frying pan full of rats. And then he's just playing his guitar in the back of the van. And then he's like, yeah, it's just okay. It's the song's like not great, but the riff Riff's really fucking cool. What does the devil think of it? And the devil's like, and Death's like, the devil, he's all fucked up. He's just listening to hip hop and shit. It's like, fuck that guy. And then they get in an accident and stuff, and Death's there like, I'm dying, and it's like, that's kind of ironic. He's like, no, what you see, you gotta take my job and stuff. It's like, I don't have time for that. I'll take your music though. And that's the story of the riff.
Okay.
We have a super chat, a $2 super chat from Indo da Horror that says, "Please review 31." You want him to review the 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins?
But oh god, actually the riff music video is pretty fucking poignant now. Cause it's a story about a lady who's going to the store to get some toilet paper, but there happens to be a zombie apocalypse going on at the time.
Lordy can predict the future.
Dear fucking god! They knew about Redacted before it was redacted.
Watch the other music videos. Maybe we'll learn the future.
Oh god.
Lordy is better at predicting the future than The Simpsons. Almost.
If I have to hear there's a guy in a D&D group I'm in who always is like, The Simpsons can predict the future, and he always talks about it. I'm like, dude, we get it. Stop.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. You're fine. You're fine. You're not doing it in a constant basis every other sentence. Whenever an event happens, he will go, The Simpsons predicted first. I'm like,
Lone Dragon.
No, they didn't.
Lone Dragon says, I'd say do my favorite, The Stand, but everyone would be passed out before the halfway point. I think that is a good challenge to see if you can or cannot actually get drunk over that 0.03% in O'Doul's.
Yeah, I'm like, because The Stand was like what, 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. It was like two. It was like 2 or 3. You know, it was. I don't even remember how long it was, but I remember it was super freaking long. I think we would have to actually do either like a 6-hour live stream or break it up into 2 different parts.
Mm-hmm.
Or die trying.
Or die trying.
But yeah, what if we did like it Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 in one big chunk?
No, you will die.
A 6-hour It Drinkathon.
My butt wouldn't be able to last that long. Sitting.
Your liver will be shut down within
the amount of acetaminophen I took. Geez, my liver's going to be lucky if it's still alive right now.
Your liver is going to just shut down on you as a form of protest.
Yes, it Chapter 2. We're gonna start the stream. Decker dies of cirrhosis.
Decker turns yellow and dies.
Decker became a Simpsons character.
That's called jaundice.
Decker, can you review Anaconda 1993? And now Nicki Minaj is stuck in my head. No, it does not have buns, hon. Well, wait. There's a sexy woman in it who's in really short shorts.
That's true. I was going to say, I remember there being a scantily clad someone in that movie.
Was it J-Lo? No, it wasn't J-Lo. Why would J-Lo be an Anaconda?
No.
Someone look up it. Hold on.
Let's see. Ryan Walterson gave us 5 Canadian. Favorite Muppet, favorite Sesame Street Muppet, and favorite Fraggle Rock Muppet. Okay.
Favorite Muppet, Gonzo.
Damn.
Favorite Sesame
You
Street
took
Muppet.
mine.
Favorite Muppet,
I should have
Gonzo.
said it when I
Favorite
was
Sesame
thinking.
Street. Favorite Sesame Street Muppet, Oscar the Grouch.
Damn it!
Favorite Fraggle Rock Muppet.
I don't know those, so you
What was the
already
one
stole
with
mine.
the hair down in front of his face. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I've never seen Fraggle, although I have to at some points because
I cannot believe I am looking up the IMDb page of freaking Anaconda because if I don't figure out who the sexy lady was, I'm gonna die internally.
Anyway, favorite
Everyone's
Muppet.
saying it was totally
was J-Lo.
Okay, yeah.
It was J-Lo.
It always comes back to heart. Okay, that Anaconda's got some buns, and I want it, hon.
Also, Ice Cube was in it. John Voight, Eric Stoltz,
Ice Cube?
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
This got everybody. Shit, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Hold on. It's got a lot of people in it that are way too overqualified for Anaconda.
And now everyone's saying it's 97 or 95, but definitely not 93.
97.
97, okay.
Yeah.
It was 97.
Also, I remember that J-Lo was just
Danny Trejo is in it.
Jennifer Lopez was just starting to get popular because she played Selena in the movie biopic, and also she was at the time she was one of the Fly Girls for In Living Color. So
She was one of the Fly
she
Girls?
was just starting a movie career. She was just trying to break into movies when she was one of those
It's
rare
a sad,
people
funny thing. I actually never cared for the Fly Girls. I was just
Didn't?
sitting there like, get to the funny parts.
Wait, was In Living Color the one with Jim Carrey in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me show you
James Carey.
Yeah, I always thought that was the weirdest thing too, because I mean,
They
like,
needed one white guy.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but Jim Carrey was like just the whitest white guy on that show, and I was just always like,
Well, he had to represent all of whitedom.
I was just like, one of these things is not like the other.
Like the other. Yeah, he did the let me show you something guy who would basically, he was the safety inspector.
Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. I had a friend.
I can't
my
remember
friend
what was
Evie
his
would
character's
always
name. The
quote him.
one who always had the pork and beans. Fucking beans.
But J-Lo was one of those rare actors who tried to she was trying to become an actress, and then she went into being a singer, and then she went back to being an actress.
And she hasn't come back to music since. I
Well,
don't
that-
know. I don't follow her career.
Well, I mean, she did. She has been in and out of acting and singing over the years. Like, she'll be doing acting, and then in one, decade, and then in another decade, she'll be singing. So she does switch in between.
Mhm.
I remember that whole thing she had with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We all never. We should never talk about Gigli.
Yeah.
We don't talk
I
about.
know
No,
people
not
who
the
walk
movie. I was
out
talking
with
about her
that
actual
movie
real life
before.
relationship.
Oh, that. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, J-Lo started out as a Fly Girl on In Living Color, and she played Selena in the biopic. So yeah, her being an anaconda, now that I think about it, yeah, that isn't as strange as it sounds.
That's true. Anyway, so
Oh
let's
yeah,
see.
Super Bowl. Someone just pointed out going to the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh yeah, sports. Sports
Uh-huh.
ball.
Are there actually going to be people there? Just wondering.
Super Bowl's over with, Decker. It was in January.
Oh, okay.
Next year, will
I
there be
don't
people-
know foot round thing.
Anyway, Patricia.
So yeah.
Why do they call it football when they use their hands?
If anyone
Anyway.
needs me, I will figure out a way to get to Decker's house.
Don Snake's
Sigh.
like Men on Film. Hated it.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, Men on Film. Hey,
That was such an inspiration to young Decker. I could truly be a man on film as well.
Oh, now Lone Dragon just brought down the tone by pointing out Kenny Rogers.
Oh.
Speaking of bringing down the tone with deaths, that's a terrible
yeah.
segue. Don't do that. No.
I actually had one.
I know. What is wrong with me? I've lost all my subscribers and all my own respect for myself.
Okay.
Respect.
Bye,
He
Decker.
had respect? I think he lost it when he said, I want to be a YouTuber. I think you have to lose it in order to be a YouTuber nowadays.
Not wrong.
See? I don't even do reviews and I know this. I just do art videos and play video games and get made fun of for sucking at Banjo-Kazooie. Not Banjo-Kazooie, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. His dignity came back.
Oh, okay.
All the dead
So,
pizza
wasn't
delivery
there a
drivers
point
are
where
in
we were supposed to
quarantine.
talk about articles or something?
Yeah.
No, let's just talk about other things.
Yeah,
Okay.
because apparently nobody's here for the article.
They're here for Creepy's legs.
I got a little
That's right.
the little abbreviations of the news going on that we could talk about, and I got a couple of the trailers still cut up.
My
and
legs
edited.
are
Unfortunately, the
distracted.
one about the heavy metal horror flick It's set in the 80s with the Satanic Panic. Yeah, that trailer just did not like being cut down. It didn't make any sense. But then again, the long trailer also didn't really make sense to me, so...
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What was
I
he
could
talking
tell
about
it was
he
a
cut out?
movie, it had heavy metal, and there was a Satanic Panic going on, but I couldn't tell
Oh.
who was maybe a hero or victim or killer or psycho or what throughout the whole thing. It was just a very confusing trailer.
Mm.
Goody.
Satanic Panic sounds like a Christian heavy metal band.
That was the big moral panic in the 80s, was that
Yeah.
heavy metal and Dungeons and Dragons, the Dark Lord is coming for your children's. And
then in the 90s, it was video games.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, it got insane, and people were saying all kinds of crazy shit and believing all kinds of crazy shit because they were just so scared of the Satanists around every corner. People saying,
I
"Oh, this daycare over here." This daycare where you send your kids, well, they were Satanists running that daycare, and they were having the children perform satanic rituals, including sacrifice. And it's like, that obviously did not ever happen, ever, anywhere in the entire country, probably in the whole fucking world during that period of time anyway. But there were people who believed it because everyone was so fucking scared of the Satanists coming for them.
Also,
And
the
to
children were not conducting a satanic ritual. They were playing Duck, Duck, Goose.
It just happened to be dark and red in there because they wanted to play Extreme Rules, okay? And you know the weird thing is, Satanists, as a person who had to do a research paper on cults actually considered doing a whole section again on Satanism. The rules of Satanism done by Anton LaVey
Yeah,
are actually kind of great rules.
As a cult, it's kind of not a cult. Like, there's no excommunication kind of thing going on with, like, hey, if you you now are part of this community, no other, and if you leave, you will have nothing. Like, that doesn't happen.
Why does that sound like the Christians?
Yeah.
I actually did put in at the beginning if you use the most basic example of what a cult is in definition, Christianity technically, especially during the Roman times, is a cult.
Well, during the Roman times, it's not that, like, it's not that bad.
Now.
Like, I'm in the South. There's a lot of religious folks going around, and they're just living their lives like anybody else. And honestly, when the hurricanes come through, I'm really happy that we got all those churches helping the community out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very nice for the community center who donates food to my house. Just, don't throw the Bible at me. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
It was funny, though. There were a couple of missionaries that came to my door about a week ago.
It's a pretty dense book, so if you actually chuck it at someone, it will hurt.
But there were a couple
That's
of
why when I hear
missionaries
the word
that
Bible
came-
thumper, I panic.
A couple of missionaries came to my house like a week ago, and it was funny because they were just like, "Hey, we'd like to speak to you about the good Lord," and I was like, "Yeah, no."
My neighbor,
just sent them on their way, and they were very nice and left. But I'm thinking, like,
my
we lived down
neighborhood
a long fucking driveway. They had to go a distance to get here, and I'm just like, turn around.
My neighborhood, we have a one of those little neighborhood community chat thingy bobbers. And even before then, we would actually warn each other by going, "Hey, Jehovah Witnesses are coming down. Make your house not look like it has people there right now." And you would see people coming out of their doors from, like, when you're on your street, you got the information from the street behind you, and you were just like, you grab the welcome mats, you turn off all the lights, and you pray they pass. That's what our neighborhood did. Because we're like, we don't want to deal with them. It's nothing against it. It's just we got more important crap to do.
Which you're going to have to stop and not do anyway because you turned off all the lights and you were busy removing all the welcome mats.
Yeah, I think our... Oh no, is that 3 minutes left on the redacted?
Who's winning?
I wonder.
I'm trying to check.
$50. It's redacted.
I'm not betting that much. I need it for other things.
Okay,
Sure.
very true.
I just spat up ice. Great job, me.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left.
All right. Well,
What do we
anyway,
do?
So far,
Minutes,
redacted
how
is
will
in
we
the
fill
lead.
the void?
I don't know. I mean, what else can we do?
Lone Dragon, no one wants to see that. No one wants me to answer the door naked, okay? No one. No one. No one.
Okay.
Although I had a guy in my tech class, he admitted that Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on his door while he was busy with a lady friend,
Oh, of course. Sure.
and he answered the door in a towel, and he goes, "Just sit right here on my couch in my living room." Went back to his lady friend, then came back when he was done, and he goes, "So you wanted to talk to me?" Now I want you to imagine a near 7 foot tall bald man with a very epic Viking beard. That was him. Former U.S. Marine and everything.
Oh,
Wow.
we actually have we have a couple of comments on Africa TV
Oh, nice.
from Escape Ace is what it's telling me. Once was LOL, as was translated by it, and another Lek Gully, and I do not know what that is.
Okay.
But
Okay.
hello,
I'm glad LOL is international.
hello, Escape Ace. Well, it wasn't LOL. It was How do I share this with just you? It's a Korean symbol that looks kind of like a backwards F with really long F lines.
You could.
Yes.
It's got 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak Korean. You would think with all the Korean artists I follow,
They said
I'd
hi.
learn something.
Hello.
No. Here.
Hello.
It's always nice, and I actually see there's comments there. And this time I actually noticed it before the stream ended, so I feel very good about that. Africa TV is a Korean streaming site. We happen to broadcast there as well.
All right then.
I'm so glad. Imagine BTS is watching us from somewhere. I don't know. That's the only Korean thing.
Was it BTS that the twins' mother hung out with? Who was it?
How many Korean bands are there? Too many. Okay.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
The twins' mother. They're very much into K-pop, and they. Geez, what do they call her? It means grandma. I'm trying to remember the Korean word.
Well, while you do that, there's a $4.99 comment from David Bailey who says, "Movie is Silver Bullet."
I would think a werewolf wouldn't like that very much.
Hello, I am a werewolf interviewer. I hate Silver Bullet.
So just imagine the werewolf movie reviewer like, so, let's talk about Silver Bullet, shall we? And he's got his vampire co-host. I liked it. It's like, oh yeah. You don't like it when we go to the steakhouse.
I don't think a vampire. No, wait, silver isn't really. It doesn't really affect vampires. Never mind.
Well, I guess it
silver
depends on
would technically affect vampires. I think because the whole thing is silver is like evil
pure.
Can't touch it, kind of.
Yeah, I think in the
Same with
Hammer
pure
movie.
iron.
Yeah, in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, his axe was silver coated.
Yeah, and also in the Hammer movie, I think that one of the weaknesses for Dracula is silver.
Oh, Escape Ape says North Korea shot a missile at South Korea.
When did this happen?
I didn't hear about that yet, but I'd feel like that's a real dumb thing for North Korea to do.
True.
Like, I'm pretty sure South Korea can handle a bottle rocket.
Okay.
And now we're banned in North Korea.
We're already banned in North Korea.
But yet Africa TV.
But
$20
yeah, I can understand that
from-
that in legitimate, honest, like non-jokey terms, that's still scary. So, yeah.
We have a $20 super chat from Pineapple Pizza Fan, the Pineapple. What's everyone's thoughts on Paul Feig's Dark Army? The plot of Feig bringing all the Universal monsters together, but that's all is said for now. It is also said to revolve around the Bride of Frankenstein, which we actually did talk about.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last episode of Live and Wired, and
Yes, we
they
did.
actually started thinking, like, there was the plan for that, but then when they actually started making some movies, they got some second thoughts and thought, hey, you know what, maybe we should just work on making good movies and not think too much about meshing it all together in a coherent cinematic universe. Like, it doesn't have to do that.
Thank God.
Yeah, they tried to do the Dark Universe, and then, that kind of just fell apart. So Dark Army, I think, we did talk about that in the last episode of Live and Wire, but then when the Invisible Man came out, and then they were like, "Hey, why don't we just do it separately?" It's like, wow, what a concept! Yeah, we guess we should, shouldn't we?
I just like, why don't they just bring? I mean, if they want to do a movie which is basically a monster mash, which is the term for the classic Universal monsters together in a movie,
Yeah.
it's called a monster
Right.
mash for the audience.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do it? Just do it. I'm not gonna say do it like what was that movie with Sean Connery, and that was the last movie he ever did because he hated how he was playing it.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Thank you.
Right.
Do it. Not saying League of Extraordinary Gentlemen level, but do something like that. Just have them happen to all be in the same area, happen to all have a similar threat. Make it the Christians. I'm kidding.
Whoa.
Moral panic, people. Moral panic. Those types. But you know what I mean? Just do that. Just have them all together and just do a movie. We don't need these backstories or whatever. If it's successful enough, do them later. I'm personally kind of annoyed with the whole connected universe movie series thing because it's like you have to watch them all to understand everything. I'm like,
Michael Jolin says, only a few haircut styles in North Korea, and yours is not one of them.
Yes,
Possibly if I'm in a labor camp.
Ooh.
Which is probably where I'd end up.
Ouch.
Creepy. Would I ever be able to keep my fucking mouth shut long enough to make it through North Korea without getting in trouble?
You broke up really bad for me, so I have no idea what you said.
Oh, Monster Squad is a good
Me in
example.
North
You know
Korea,
what?
how long would you give it until I ended up in a gulag?
He wants to know how long he'll last in North Korea.
Not long.
Oh my god.
No, I wouldn't last in North Korea.
So
I'm
we have the final votes on the Live and
Oh,
Wired
yeah,
poll.
right.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what we were doing. Yeah.
It was
Yes,
actually a
that's what we
quite interesting little spread there. Redacted came in at 4.9%, followed by Redacted at 23.5%. And then there was Redacted at 29.6%, meaning coming in at number one with a whopping 42%, Redacted.
The Wolfman's got nards.
Humble Canuck says, truly believe that Redacted is a much stronger vote than either Redacted, Redacted, or Redacted. SARS-2 Electric Kufaloo says, Redacted 2, Redacted Boogaloo. And,
we should have done that.
Redacted,
and the
second
Amazing
coming.
posted a nice gif of the Last Crusade. You have chosen wisely.
So, Decker, when are you going to do the Indiana Jones movies?
God dang it. Oh, crap, wrong button. I'm fine. I'm not opening things I shouldn't. Okay, I am. That's all I know how to do.
All right, so congratulations for Redacted for winning the Redacted poll.
Redacted cheated, obviously, according to Soul Scorcher.
Redacted was pretty underrated. It should have gotten more votes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
we could do another
Redacted
poll with
was totally
Redacted and
fine,
Redacted,
but-
since Redacted it won, but it was only 42%, so you don't really know now, do you?
That's true. Oh, well. Well, I guess that's the poll. So I guess we can go over to another trailer that happened. Yes, so are you guys familiar with the Twilight Zone episode Nightmare at 30th?
Oh, God. This trailer.
Nightmare
Very much
at...
so.
Try to
It was
remember
hard
that
to
one.
edit this into a smaller, coherent trailer because the trailer was also sort of incoherent. But
Yeah, so Nightmare, for those who don't know, Nightmare...
you cut out a bit there, but yeah, Nightmare at
sorry.
30,000 feet.
It's a Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner, and there is a, he's afraid of heights, and he's in a plane, and gremlins start attacking the plane. And, it was also remade into...
He was the only one who saw the gremlin, and everyone's like, calm
Right.
down. You
Pretty
had,
much.
you
Yeah,
had
and
a
it looked
nervous
like a
breakdown on a
Yeti.
plane before.
Oh.
Don't let this bother you. It's nothing. And he's like, it's not nothing!
There's something on the wing. There is something on the wing. That was parodied in so many freaking cartoons as a kid. I remember that.
Yeah. The Simpsons
That's-
did it too.
Did they
Simpsons
predict
did
it?
Ali, this isn't a case of The Simpsons predicting the future. This is The Simpsons following in the footsteps of everyone else.
I mean, they do that too, and then they get called a prediction for it for some reason.
Yeah.
The whole thing
So-
was redacted. They're like, oh my god, there's this episode where the people in China are sending stuff and it's got a virus in it. And it's like, yeah, there was another virus that came out of China back then. They were reacting to
SARS.
that.
SARS.
There's a lot of them that do that. Like, there's a lot of redacted that have happened in our lives.
Yes, there was even a redacted not too long ago where a guy, from what I understand, was eating a raw rat and he died from a virus.
At least
a few
cook the
days later.
damn thing.
I was about to say, was he on Survivor? Even on Survivor, they cook the rats.
You get the sticks, you rub them together, you make the fire, you cook the meat. And you disembowel it first. So
But,
you
I mean,
don't ruin
even
the
if
thing,
he
don't like it.
even if he did cook the rats, the virus that he died from actually came from rats.
I mean,
so.
pork is a pretty dirty fucking meat too, but we cook the hell out of it.
I wouldn't know
Do
about
not
that.
insult Wilbur.
I wouldn't know about that. I don't even.
You can. One of the most common ways people get a
Trichinosis.
lot of parasites are from uncooked pork.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
fun fact,
so-
you can get mad cow by eating squirrel brain.
Well, yeah,
Yummy.
it's
And-
mainly eating brain that does it.
Yeah, and Duck Dynasty loves eating squirrel brains. Put it
Wow,
together,
that
folks.
explains something there.
That
Thank
does.
you.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. So the
Yeah,
And
trailer.
it's still on topic if we mention that in Demolition Man they ate the rat burgers, but they cooked them thoroughly. Those were well done rat burgers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so as I was saying before, so the Twilight Zone episode has become pretty synonymous in pop culture, as Kat was saying earlier. But how about a parody of it? It's starring Bill Moseley and Lance Hendrickson and Adrian Barbeau.
I have
And it is-
the little 26 second the 26-second abridged trailer ready to go.
All right, so go ahead and play it off.
Nothing's better than Twilight. I
Isn't that obvious?
Suicide.
Yes, it has Hugh Jackman in it, and is not freaking exploiting the Native Americans.
Oh, well.
Remember,
Oh wait, you're talking about that Hellsing? I thought you were talking about the end.
no, what the Hellsing anime's awesome too. Alucard. Whew.
All right, well, here you go. Enjoy
I'm
the
going
trailer.
to hell now.
So I hope someone heard what they were saying in that trailer.
Nope.
Nice going.
First attempt asks, what did I walk into? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
We will never know.
Anyway, so that is the trailer, everybody. It is the movie Exorcism at 60,000 feet.
It looks schlocky as
Exorc-
hell.
It is very.
Wait, Exorcism at 60,000 feet. Wasn't that an episode of Supernatural? That sounds like an episode of Supernatural.
I don't know. I've never seen the show.
Creepy.
It was a season. It wasn't called that, but it was where they had to exorcise a demon on a plane, and we find out that Dean is terrified of flying.
Pizza fan, Pineapple Pizza fan, the Pineappling redacted the movie with Redacted and Redacted with special guest Redacted, written by Redacted, produced by Redacted. Tired of this joke yet? No, because we're going to be using it for quite a while.
Feelings about the joke? Redacted.
Yes. Anyway, so let me just show you the article that this trailer came from for those who are wondering what the hell was that. So, yes, it is a trailer that will be coming out to Scream Factory on May the 5th. And it says right here, we all know that air travel can be hell, but on the last flight of a transatlantic passenger airliner, things turn positively demonic when a pandemic of infernal possessions breaks out, spreading from passenger to passenger and eventually the pilot. In order to land safely and survive, a priest, a rabbi, and the surviving crew must band together against the most ungodly turbulence imaginable. That sounds like a bad joke. A priest, a
Sounds
rabbi,
like
and... Yeah, so this is what the special features include. Behind the scenes for the featurette, a cast to die for featurette, Pookie the Wonder Dog's Guide to Practical Effects, Bill's Birthday Bash featuring Bill Moseley, Exorcism on Skid Row featurette, the theatrical trailer, and Downtown After Sundown featurette. And for those who are wanting to know what the Blu-ray cover looks like, it looks like this.
It looks like. Do you remember the airplane cover on VHS
Yes.
tapes? It
Yes.
it has that painterly look,
Mm-hmm.
and I do like the skull clouds.
I do too.
I actually do
I-
like it.
I approve.
That's where the budget went.
And
Wow.
Woo!
I thought the budget went to the snack tray. Not the snack tray. What is it called? The food catering.
catering.
Catering. Oh.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. So May 5th, Exorcism at 60,000 feet. That'll be interesting.
That looks
So
like
it's
a good
relatively
movie.
safe because no one's flying right now.
Very true.
True.
I was wondering.
All right.
Soul Scorcher just said, "Okay, might be cool, but really up in the air though." Double face palm.
I want to point out that I did not make that joke.
No, the audience did. The audience. I'm innocent. I just read.
Timothy Armstrong is asking in the chat, I wonder if Decker will ever review any more animated. Yeah, because the last one, the
Well,
animated.
there is the Netflix Godzilla. That's
yeah,
animated.
the
And I really
Netflix
do need
trilogy.
to get to that. Just because
Mhm.
Godzilla just sits there. He's just like,
Yeah,
hi,
no,
I'm
He's not
Godzilla.
just sitting there.
Yes, he is.
He's
That's
connected to the Earth. He's connected to the planet.
Well, let
He
him
is
have
the
it. Just
planet.
go to another planet at this point. Who cares?
Yes, and there's don't forget about the such as the King Kong series on Netflix where he's wearing a jetpack, and
Sure.
also there's the 1997 or 8 animated movie that was released by what was it, Warner Brothers or Universal? I forget which one.
Diva
That was
did
a
a
musical.
review of that one too.
Yeah, that's
Diva did
right.
a
Yeah,
review.
yeah.
He
Diva
also
did a
needs to
review on that
review
one.
the Godzilla TV series from the early 2000s with Zilla Jr. He needs to review that old Godzilla cartoon from Japan, which has Mothra in it.
Okay, so moving on. Hey, you know that Nintendo Direct Mini recently,
Oh yes.
and
Oh, that's right.
they
There was
announced a handful of games, which was
yes.
which was quite nice. So I have a little list of games that they
Okay.
talked about, and we can talk about what we think. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition,
Okay.
which
I have a
I'm
friend
not
who's
the
really
happiest
excited about.
about, because I got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I enjoy it. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D on my 3DS. I
Mhm.
don't have Xenoblade Chronicles X, which only came out on
Okay.
Wii U.
A
A lot of people have been asking for that one. That ain't what we're getting.
Mhm.
I'm getting Chronicles again. Really.
Uh,
Thanks. Thank you. That was wonderful now. Borderlands,
Yeah.
Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel.
I have them on PC.
I have them on PC. I have them on PS4. That's been something that everyone's been asking for Switch forever. And there's always been the question of, why have you not done this? This Borderlands 2 is on the NVIDIA Shield, which is literally the same chip that is in the Nintendo Switch. How can you... What? Just... Tick! There it is! So that's finally coming, if anyone hasn't got it yet. Bioshock.
Okay. Oh.
Own it. I love Bioshock.
But yes,
I
but
could talk about the art styles.
now handheld.
Yay.
Bioshock.
But I have it on PC.
Can you hold your PC in your hands?
Don't
called
tempt
it.
me.
XCOM 2, the most frustrating game ever made.
Yep.
Bravely Default 2, which confuses me because I thought that it already had a sequel called Bravely Second, but...
Mm.
Panzer Dragoon Remake, which was released same day as they're talking about it.
or as I used to fondly call it, Pants of Dragon.
It's actually funny because we're in a when was the last time that we had a rail shooter in a gaming generation?
The last time rail shooters were a thing was the Wii.
In VR, they make them a few times.
Yeah, well, yeah. I saw something on Twitter, and there was a guy who bought Panzer Dragoon's remake for, I think it's $15 on
It's $25.
Switch? 25, okay. Yeah, and the person was complaining. It's like, really? I just beat the game in less than an hour. I want my money back.
It's literally it's a funny thing about Panzer Dragoon Remake is I was mentioning it on Twitter. It's like the opposite of what you would do with when you're thinking about like the Resident Evil 2 remake. Everyone's like, the Resident Evil 2 remake is such an amazing thing. This is how it should be done. And I was there like, it's a nice game, but it's not Resident Evil 2. It's a different game. It plays entirely differently. It is a different game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Panzer Dragoon Remake, they stuck to Panzer Dragoon and how Panzer Dragoon plays so hard. The only way this could play any more like Panzer Dragoon did is if they didn't update the graphics.
Pretty much. So it should be called a remake.
The menu is just the logo. You go, you finish a level, the level starts up, it just says Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3. After it's done loading, you press the button, you go. After you finish a level, it has no music. It's just tallying up how many you killed, how many you missed, what's your percentage, how many credits you earned, because you have limited lives in this. And there you go. Off to the next one. If you die at the boss, you start the level all the way the fuck over. It's just Panzer Dragoon. It controls and plays the same. There are other control options. You can change it so you can aim with one stick and move with the other. So it's closer to how Panzer Dragoon Orta controlled.
Mm-hmm.
But its default and everything, it is Panzer Dragoon. It plays like Panzer Dragoon. And I was playing it, and I got to level 3, and I realized, oh shit, I'm going to have to get good at Panzer Dragoon.
So it's like those people who complain that there aren't hard enough video games anymore. Just throw them Pants of Dragoon. Have fun!
Panzer Dragoon's not the hardest, but it's a hell of a lot harder than... Because when I got to level 3 is when it was really hitting me, and I was realizing, oh shit, this isn't just a new area for me to go through that looks nice and pretty. This is a new level of challenge to defeat.
Right.
Every level, it ups the difficulty, and ups the difficulty. And it's been so long since I experienced that kind of gameplay. I was a little like, oh shit.
I think that for people who didn't grow up with on-rail shooter games, they don't see the appeal of it. And, it's perfectly fair. It's kind of like, how some people don't find the appeal of beat-em-ups from the 90s. It's like, why am I playing Streets of Rage? It's like, you go to one section of a level, you punch dudes, you move on, there's a boss, same thing over and over again.
Yeah!
Yeah! That's fun. It's like, I don't see the point of, like... Okay, I'm about to see a semi-controversial, I think. Wait, what was that one game I really don't care for again? Crap! I had it in my brain and then it left!
Okay, well, anyway, so, they brought back Double Dragon a couple of times. There was also the Kunio-kun, which recently we got River City Girls, which we did discuss about
DDR.
in... DDR, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that.
I have not the greatest of timing, and I am not athletic, as you can clearly see. So it's like, you're gonna make me play a game and get me tired? No, thank you. No.
There's a few more games to list.
Okay, go ahead.
There's Burnout Paradise Remastered, which could be interesting. Though I did tell myself I would never play Burnout again after that one day where I kind of threw my 360 controller through the window.
Oof.
Did you break the window, or does the window happen to be open?
Well, it was open afterwards.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to explain to the repair guy.
To my mother.
Why did you? That too. Son, why is the window broken?
Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
I've heard about those. Yeah.
Catherine Full
Good
Body.
for the kids.
Yes! Another Catherine installation. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same
It's the
installation.
same one. It's got
just
like
everything.
some extra content here and there, but there is one Catherine game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I love the Catherine games. I really recommend it if you love story.
And
Sure.
And
there's also one
puzzles.
called Good Job, which I didn't see the trailer for. I just know it's called Good Job, and it's
Good
about
Job.
climbing the corporate ladder. And I'm like, this is just... You sold us on Animal Crossing and being indebted to a raccoon for the rest of our lives, so yeah, should just sell us on just going and grinding away in a fucking building, just doing office
Decker,
work.
some of us are not in debt with a raccoon. We're in debt with a tanuki. It's a tanuki, not a raccoon.
it is a tanuki.
Down here, we call it raccoons, and I bring out my 22 long rifle.
It's a tanuki. That's why they wear aprons.
Oh, that reminds me. There's a
Covered
raccoon.
in
There's a raccoon that is. I washed my car the other day, and I walk out front, and today there's muddy raccoon prints all over the hood of my car.
We're talking about the mythological animal tanuki.
There's
not
no mythological raccoon walking on my car in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Patricia, Cat. Should we show Decker a clip from that certain Japanese movie to explain the difference between a raccoon and a tanuki?
Oh, no. Are you
There's one
referring
more
to
on
the-
the list. There's one more.
Are you
Sorry,
referring to the Isao Takahata Pompoko?
Mm-hmm.
Shinsekai.
God.
Shinsekai Into the Depths.
Do we really want to show him that? We'll do that after the stream. We don't want to
Yeah.
lose our money.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Also, are you done with the game announcements, Dicker?
Yeah, I just...
We need to mention, something else that was revealed in Nintendo Direct, that the next DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is reportedly a character from ARMS, which people got really angry about.
Yeah, when I heard it was
I
like...
think ARMS would be great.
Well, ARMS is like... It was kind of pitched as like, this is like the new Splatoon. You like Splatoon on your Wii U? Well, you're gonna fucking love ARMS for your Switch. And it was okay.
I thought ARMS was basically, it was just a demo that they used and people liked the demo, so they just made it into a game. That's what
Yeah.
I thought ARMS was.
That's pretty much what it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's essentially like Wii Sports, and then they made Wii Sports Resort later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Wii Sports was essentially a demo for the Wii, and then people loved it.
Is it wrong? I like the character design in ARMS, and I have a few friends who are huge ARMS fans, and they were happy about it. I didn't know people were upset, to be perfectly honest.
I wasn't
My
upset.
bubble
I
wrap.
was just like, oh, ARMS? Okay.
I want Doom Guy.
Oh, wow.
Or Heavy from TF2.
Okay, Doomslayer I can probably see, because he has been in a few Nintendo. Heavy
When
from
he
Team
glory
Fortress
kills
2.
Mario, it's probably gonna...
That's going to be fun to explain to the kids. Well,
I just imagine
I think that-
this, and you hear Mario, oh!
Oh my god.
Well, the reason why I'm saying Heavy from TF2 is because he's like number 4 on the because there was like a polling and he's like number 4 in Europe, which I'm like, yay, TF2's not dead. I'm a big fan of the game.
That's true. We actually did talk about the poll like last year in Live and Wired, where we're like looking at the most requested characters for the US, Europe, and Japan. So yeah, I think we did actually talked about that. And yeah, it's true that, the Heavy was one of the most requested characters. And I mean, it's up to Valve, but I doubt
Has
it.
Team Fortress 2 ever been on anything other than PC?
Yes, it has. It has been on PS. It has been on PlayStation and Xbox.
That's
Sorry.
true.
Sorry.
The orange, if you remember the orange box.
I love the orange box. Sorry. I big TF2
Oh, yeah,
fan.
that's right.
Sorry.
Xbox, yeah.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
I'm a huge fan. Ask me anything. I know everything.
I play a lot of Team Fortress Classic.
That's a good game.
I like being a spy and just going into the enemy base, pretending I'm an enemy sniper, holding the one weapon that technically a sniper can equip, but it's not
Yeah.
a smart one for them to, because it's and I'm just standing there in the sniper and like, yeah, I'm sniping with my shitty gun. Enemy sniper comes up and like,
the idea for this. Sorry.
knife.
Fun fact: the spy.
Okay, it's not me. I'm just sniping here with my shitty gun. I don't know what happened.
No. Fun fact: the concept concept for the spy came out via a programming glitch because players would accidentally be looking like members from the other team. So they're like, "This is a glitch. Let's work with this." That's how they made the spy. And basically, I'm like, this was before. I think Valve had. Did Valve have their hands on it in the first game? Yeah, they did. I think.
Okay.
Also, the final smash would involve Medic from TVF2 giving him the Uber and then killing everyone on the field. That's the final smash if Heavy was. I may or may not have planned a little bit, just a little, tiny.
We have another trailer ready to play.
Oh yes, that's right.
Okay.
So the next one.
Anyone remember Snow Beast?
Yes.
You ever
was
wanted
that
it to be
movie you
somehow
reviewed?
worse?
Yeah, you want to see something worse. Especially since Snow Beast. We have this abominable monster. It looks like crap. It's like it's a really low budget movie that happens to have a whole bunch of famous celebrities in it. Well, let's take a look at our next abominable snowman movie and let's see how well that turns out. So go ahead, Decker.
Was that the movie that you reviewed, Decker? Instead, it was just like Jaws, but in snow.
In a dead zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, why does Snow Beast sound so familiar?
There's something out here. This was a warning.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're caught.
So, yeah.
It could restore gap.
Could be
We
worse.
don't know where this creature is or what
I
it's doing
mean,
here.
sure.
It could be a cardboard cutout.
True. It could have been a cardboard cutout.
It looks to me like someone from the Planet of the Apes just had a really bad day.
Sort of like you, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like stuff for Playmate that should have been used in Playmate of the Apes.
No, we don't talk
It
about
might have
that.
been more entertaining and sexy.
So yes,
not that I'm saying that apes are sexy now.
Of course you're not, Decker.
Search your feelings, Decker. You are a furry.
I mean,
Anyway,
you
so yes,
almost picture
the
him
movie.
as a monkey. It wouldn't take that much effort.
That's true.
No, I wouldn't. It's the hair.
Soul
Yeah.
Scorcher is asking, is this a student movie? I don't know. It kind of feels like one, though.
I'll bring up the article in a minute, but it's called Abominable, and this will be the second movie that it's going to be an anime and a horror movie. The first
You're
one
cutting
being.
out real bad there.
Oh, sorry.
The movie's so horrible, it's making Patricia cut out.
That's true. Yes, it is. Anyway, so I was saying before, so the movie is Abominable, and this is the second movie that's going to confuse the whole bunch of children and adults on which movie to pick out because it also has the same name as a DreamWorks movie called Abominable. So now it has
Which has Zendaya in it.
Yes, that's right. It has Zendaya in it. And also Aaron and I covered it on the latest episode of Dream Machine that we did last year. So go check it out. Anyway, but yes, now there are two movies that are going to be suffering through the same fate: Abominable and Frozen, because there is a horror movie called Frozen.
Oh, God. Well, there's also Jack Frost.
Yeah, I just imagine like some lazy
True.
CIT going to Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore, but like Netflix to entertain like the YMCA kids, like the lazy CITs at the Y that I had to go to, and they accidentally put in a horror movie for the kids to keep them quiet.
Yes, it's like okay, we're gonna put on Abominable, the cute little DreamWorks movie with the little Yeti who needs to go back into Mount Everest. Oh no! Now we have this horror movie with blood and attacking people.
When I was in school, they put on a horror movie for a second, and they didn't know. I don't know. They seemed to think it was something else. They didn't know if they had the right thing or not, and they were just like, "This is starting off really inappropriately." And then they stopped it. And I'm for the rest of my life, I've been like, "What was that? I want to know what that movie was. Which is the one with the lady that's possessed by the demon and stuff, and she goes up to the priest and she's like, hey, I promise I don't have any teeth down there. And it's like, crunch, and then he dies. Like, which movie
Is that
is
The
that?
Exorcist?
I don't
That's
think
what
it
it
was.
sounded like to me.
No,
I think
it wasn't it was too new.
Oh.
Well, okay, when you say new,
Like 90s.
how new we talking?
90s, okay. we'll have to go through the list. But anyway, let me just pull out the article real quick while you try to remember if you can. Okay, so Yeti creature turns the snow blood red in April's Abominable. Ooh. So, okay, it'll be coming out on DVD and 14th. And the plot is about this. A research team embarks on a journey to obtain a plant that can advance medical research by centuries. While stumbling upon clues of the previous expedition, they discover that a Yeti creature lurks within the Himalayan mountains and will do anything to protect its terrain. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is supposed to be the poster? It wasn't supposed to exist.
Yes, this movie wasn't. Also, fun fact, in the 90s, the only horror movies that had demonic possession in it, there was only like 9 in the 90s.
Really?
Oh,
I thought there was one was called Dolly Dearest, one was Exorcist 3, one was Repossessed, which is the
I know Repossessed. It wasn't Repossessed.
Stigmata, Idle Hands, Demon Knight, Beyond Darkness, Facility. Scary Movie 2 came out in 2001. Why are you saying that?
What the fuck?
Anyway,
just saying.
Okay.
Fun fact, just throwing this out here. The working title for Scream was actually Scary Movie.
Yeah, that's true.
You can go online and find like the original, like the rough drafts of early scripts for Scream, and the title of it is listed as Scary Movie.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well,
Are you
What happened?
okay?
A business card fell down from the upper part of my desk,
oh, okay then.
and it attacked me. It's okay. My house. That's why I went.
Okay,
Ah! The house is not haunted. I swear.
Demon Orc says, honestly, how Patricia was cutting out sounded like she was being censored because of how obscene it was.
I know, right?
Yes, Lone Dragon Repossessed was the one with Leslie Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
A comedy.
I was going to say that was more of a comedy.
No,
I
it
think.
was absolutely a comedy.
Well, I wrote
They
down
defeat the
90s
devil with
movies.
rock and roll. Leslie
I just
Nielsen
put
is
down-
wearing glam rock gear. Wearing tight
just typed-
leather pants, rocking out to drive the devil out of her body.
There's also the movie where he played Dracula.
Oh yeah, Dracula
Dracula,
Dead and Loving It.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was I Spy. Was the other one?
I Spy, yes.
And
Yeah.
then there was
I
Airplane.
actually thought that Dracula Dead and Loving It was pretty funny, honestly.
Naked
I
Gun.
love-
God!
I love the staking scene.
Yeah.
I love the staking scene. It just never ended. It's like it's like that one scene in the original Nightmare on Elm Street with Johnny Depp's body, only
Yeah.
much more.
Yes.
It just kept going. Like you said, it just wouldn't stop.
She's almost completely dead. She's dead enough.
Mina, walk to the door.
Or
Mina,
Mina
right in
in
the
the closet.
I must I have a really tight schedule.
Oh, Spy Hard. Spy Hard.
Oh,
Okay.
then what was I Spy?
I Spy, isn't that the
Can't
the
believe
I
it.
Spy isn't that a book that you have to like look for things?
Well, there's that, but I swear I thought there was a movie called I Spy.
There is a movie I think called I Spy, but I think it came out in 2000.
2002,
Yeah.
as well as an American television series. Starring a black man, and it was a black and white series, and it starred a black man. Gasp! Made in
Demon Orc says, I
1965.
love Leslie Nielsen and his movies. I'm thinking,
Anybody else
yeah.
have any?
Anyone else remember the Bad Golf series?
No.
No.
Bad
If
Golf
you said the
Made
word-
Easier and Bad Golf My Way.
No.
Bad Golf Made Easier was sort of a instructional video, whereas Bad Golf My Way was an actual just feature movie.
No.
Everyone's now pointing out that I Spy was the one with Eddie Murphy in it. And Owen Wilson. What is with Owen Wilson haunting me?
Next thing we know, we're gonna be talking about the Cars movies next.
Owen Wilson has a lot of fucking money, doesn't he? Been in a lot of movies.
Yes, he does. Sooner or later, I'm just gonna hear from behind me. Wow.
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 We're just gonna do We're just gonna do 2 hours of wow.
Live
Owen,
and
you have
Wired.
money.
Wow.
Wow.
Live and Wired, episode 62.
Will compete for horror host this year? There's a horror host contest?
Go on.
Okay.
You have my interest. Is there a prize?
Fame, fortune.
Does it pay
date with
for
Elvira.
dental bills?
Okay, you have my attention now.
I was about to say, yes, fame, fortune, a dinner date with Elvira. And Paul Bearer, the local host of my area. No relation to Paul Bearer, who used to be with The Undertaker.
That's every time I hear the name Paul Bearer, I think of the guy who used to be with The Undertaker, you know?
Yeah, Paul Bearer is a local horror host like Elvira here in here in my home area.
I have heard of him, by the way. I am aware of that. You know, I was just like, but every time I hear someone say the name Paul Bearer, what my brain associates that with is the wrestling. He wasn't a wrestler.
Manager.
Manager. Okay,
There's a prize that you give away. You get to feel good about it.
No, the prize is you give someone else your dental bills.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey, Bill Gates, here are my dental bills.
This seems like does anybody else remember that game show Debt?
Debt?
No.
Debt. There was a game show called Debt.
Well, wasn't that like just I swear I remember something about it.
It was a quiz show.
It was
people who were in debt, who owed money, would come on the show, and they competed to have their bills paid off so they could start off with a clean slate.
Oh,
that's
wow.
a hell of a
Why isn't that still a thing? That sounds like something we should have now. How many college students would enter so they could get out of that debt?
I know.
Very true.
Yeah.
People who are in the audience who are going to college, don't do loans.
Right. Everybody who started off, all of the contestants had different amounts of debt, so they would round it off. They would add it up and round it off, to the average debt. But at the end of the day, so that they would all start off on the same even footing. But at the end of the day, the winner would have their actual debt paid off, But you would have people who owed money, and they would come and they would compete dead serious trying to win so that they would.
You don't understand. This ain't for fun. This is for fucking keeps.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will shank a guy.
Daddy gotta pay for his old pair of shoes.
I remember the one game show where you would have contestants in these little booth thingies, and they had to stay up for a period of 24 hours doing nothing but studying, and then they would get quizzed after the 20. That is where I learned the stupid fact that will never leave my brain. Mouse sex lasts for 10 minutes. I can't remove it from my brain because of it.
More than some people.
Also, there was another game show called what was it? Tales from the Crypt Keeper's Haunted House, and they had the actual Crypt Keeper as the host.
People are saying that if I were a horror host, I'd be the love child of Weird Al and the Tall Man. I'd be the man in the suit.
And by the way, I know. Shattered.
What?
Shattered was the name of the game show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a British game show that came into America. About a whole bunch of people had to stay up so that they can be able to win prizes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the final round, they had to lay in these beds and listen to this woman with this very soothing voice give off these facts that they had to remember, and throughout it, she would be like, "You're getting very sleepy. You're getting really tired. Mouse sex.
You're getting on my goddamn nerves.
Mouse sex lasts for 10 minutes. You're getting very tired. The mitochondria is the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Go to sleep."
This sounds like one of those really weird experiments that you would sign up for at college to make like $10.
Speaking of horror hosts, there is a Travel Channel series that
Oh, that's right.
has come out on the 18th, so it's been out for 10 days of it now, called True Terror with Robert Englund. And they had a trailer, and I put the trailer together in a little mini trailer. That one worked, but it's already available, so I don't know if it's really...
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Is my mom watching that one?
I can show the little True Terror, the little abridged True Terror trailer. True Terror, Robert Englund. It's about scare stories that really happen, because stuff, or at least it's in the history books. I don't know. They had one part that I didn't put into my little edited version of the trailer about guys shooting at a big winged demon thing, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
What was that one show that had number one from had Riker from Star Trek, and he would tell 3 stories, and you had to guess which one was fake?
It's called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Right.
And it's become a sort of viral little meme.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's,
I liked it.
Absolutely.
Well,
I liked it before it was
fabricated. Someone made it.
It's actually funny because there was actually a
true.
podcast that I listened to last year called Beyond Belief, where a group of 5 people who work in the TV industry look back on the show and they discuss about each of the segments, and then they decide if it was fact or fiction, and then they give off like explanations on why they think it's fact or why they think it's fiction, and they just tear the show to shreds because of how incredibly over the top and cheesy it is. One episode they brought in a 10-year-old kid whose mom was like a producer or an agent for like a TV show or something like that. He was just as brutal, if not more, than the podcast host. It was awesome.
It's so weird because kids have no filter. Because I remember watching Worst Bakers in America, and they had kids come on to try the Halloween treats that the Worst Bakers are making, and they were so brutally honest to them, and the contestants are all like, "Who taught these kids this crap?"
Nothing is as pure or cruel as a child.
That's very
They're
true.
like little drunks. They don't care about whatever comes out of their mouth.
Pretty much.
So I got a little trailer for True Terror starring Robert Englund. It's about stories.
All right, let's get to
it. Involving
Let's do it.
The
people
England
shooting
of the
demons.
Robins.
In news reports from America's past, lurk tales so
so again, this show has
must
already
be true. I'm Robert Englund. Join me on
for
a
those who
journey
didn't even
in
know
the
that
dark
this
shadows of our nation's history to uncover stories as terrifying as they are real.
Was she cutting in and out for all of you?
Brace
too?
yourself
Oh, I was gonna ask
for true.
you can't believe they canceled the Magician's director. I can't believe that they canceled Face Off. That was a good series. It was an awesome series.
They canceled Face Off?
The movie makeup challenge.
Yeah, I know, Face Off.
Oh yeah, they canceled it like a couple years back.
Oh, cock! That was one of the few things that if I did catch it, I'd actually watch it. One of the few little pieces of TV that I was like, if I'm watching TV, maybe a Face Off.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, if you have Xfinity and Comcast, you can still watch all the episodes.
This is pissing me off more than the goddamn raccoon ruining my car.
Decker, all their TV episodes are available on sci-fi.com.
Yeah, but they're not making any more of them.
I know! They have another one now, which is a spin-off of Face Off.
What's it, Ass On?
The same... What?
Ass On?
No. Nipple off. No, they have another one, but it's not like it's like it's
Demon Orc
all the
says, "Oh
challenges are
cock." Decker has made cock into a cuss word. Yeah, but my fiance, she keeps telling me I have to stop saying cock so much.
Yeah, no.
I'm just there like playing EDF and things aren't going well. I'm like, that cock and cock.
Yeah, they also canceled Who Wants to Be a Superhero, which I have a mixed bag about that one. I thought it was a great concept and everything, but the winners of the show never got, popular. Like, the first season guy, congratulations, you're now in a sci-fi horror B movie for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, which was kind of a shame.
It's actually funny because if you remember that documentary that 10 years ago, highlighting like local superheroes who like try to fight crime while wearing costumes, it's actually pretty interesting. I think
today we have Goosewayne.
And today
Sure.
we have Meth Head Roberts.
It's the same guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Lone Dragon says, "Ass on, apply directly to the ass."
Only on Tuesdays at
Liberally.
8 o'clock.
Liberally.
Liberally.
Andres Calderon Sanchez asks, "Tell us the spin-off of Face Off."
Okay, so it has the same host lady from Face Off, and instead of doing like how it was, where you had this group of 13, and the episodes last like 13 episodes, the season lasts 13 episodes. Instead, what it is, it's like 4 challengers. They get to learn like it's 4 challengers, and they get to compete, and it's 1 episode. So it's like every episode is a different set of 4 people, and I think they get tutored by former Face Off contestants, and like stuff like that. I haven't. Yes.
So it's basically a cooking channel, except making masks instead of cooking things.
Creature creation's creepy, but yes.
Okay.
I'm also so mad that they canceled the Jim Henson puppet series. That was a good series where it was like puppeteers get to compete to make puppets, and if you won, you got to work for Jim Henson's company, and like,
Oh, that would have been so cool to see.
there was only 1 episode, and they had a whole 1 season, and they had a whole episode dedicated to the Skeksis.
Wow.
Describing one of my worst nightmares.
No, in a whole episode, they had groups, and they had to create Skeksis that were going to be part of this like quote unquote Dark Crystal. It's posted the scene set after the Dark Crystal happened. Skeksis from all different parts of the thing coming to meet in one spot, and try to bring the crystal back to its former glory. It was awesome. The series was awesome, and I learned about puppetry, and I'm sad, and I want a cookie.
I made cookies.
Yeah.
Give them over.
He can make cookies. It's as strange as it sounds. He actually is decent at making cookies.
Nice.
I have a
I
recipe.
want a cookie. I'm gonna go get a cookie.
All right, go ahead.
Don't eat the cookie in front of.
I actually am acquainted with a few people in the puppet industry. Like, if you remember, many years ago, I interviewed Lindsay Briggs, otherwise known as Little Miss Gamer from PBC Productions.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, her and her husband Chad have their own puppet series called Wonder Spark Puppets, and they live around the New York area, and they perform puppet shows for children. Now, because of Redacted, their stuff is online on their Facebook page, which I highly recommend that you watch, so you can learn how to make handmade puppet stuff, and you could also watch some of their puppet performances. So, these.
Had to wrestle him out of Charlie's hands. But
Yeah,
Is he about to eat a cookie in front of me?
he is.
got some beautiful chocolate chip
Oh.
cookies made from scratch.
Oh, those look so good. Tomorrow, I'm planning on. I actually got some baking stuff for tomorrow, and I'm planning on making spicy molasses.
Oh,
I made sourdough bread today.
Oh,
I
nice.
made Olivey sourdough bread. If you follow my Twitter, you can see me complaining about my process. No, also Orc90 at War 98. I know the show you're talking about, which involved the guy making practical effects with his whole little lovely goth family. Like, that was also a good show, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, why did they get rid of the good stuff? Why?
Yes, director, that is true. Yes, Little Miss Gamer. Yeah, I know. That's like, oh wow, name has 15 years, but yeah,
Yeah, cut out
it's
a bit
true.
there.
I was. Oh, sorry. Okay. So yes, I was just reading off a chat saying, "Oh wow, Little Miss Gamer." It's like, yeah, I met her and Chad when I was in Astoria. I was over there because not only was I going to meet up with them, but also I was planning to head over to the Museum of Moving Image, which is an excellent museum, by the way. If you're into film and television, highly recommend that you go there. It's actually really, really close to the studio where they filmed Sesame Street. And the Jim Henson Corporation is just like a few blocks down the corner.
Oh,
Really
nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice place, by the way. I actually do have a picture of Little Miss Gamer that when we had lunch together, and one of the last things that we did was that we took a picture of each other. And let me see if I can find it on my let me see. I have it. This was like my last trip to New York because I was planning on going during spring break, but things happened and I wasn't able to go. But that's when I had my trip to Florida, and I had a great time in Florida. Okay, this is the picture right over here. I don't know if you can see it. So
Aww. Happy
Oh.
times.
it was really awesome. I've mentioned this many times before on my blog, but she is one of my biggest inspirations for doing online content creation. Her Screw Attack, the original Screw Attack from 2006, and game trailers when they used to post up their stuff, but now they're easy allies. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, nostalgia critic or like one of the people from Channel Awesome. It's like, no, I wasn't inspired by any of those because I was familiar with like the early online content creators when I was in college. My first attempt at college, AVGN was like massive. Like everybody was watching the Power Glove episode and the Friday the 13th episode. It was like hugely popular. Oh, and also Derek Alexander, Stop Skeletons from Fighting. That's another inspiration. So,
Andres Calderon Sanchez says, Decker, if you are eating cookies, tell us your childhood. It did not involve cookies.
Great. Decker, are you okay? Do you want a glass of warm milk?
It didn't involve that either.
Oh. Someone give Decker a hug. Don't give Creepy a hug. No, give Creepy a hug.
Why
Can I
not?
have some bread?
You want some of my olive bread? I still have another loaf. And I have my whole sourdough starter named Borg.
Char tells me I eat bread like an animal. Like she says I act like an animal with bread. Like I am no longer a civilized human being. We went to Panera Bread once.
Once.
She got herself a bowl of the little broccoli cheddar soup stuff. Like
Delicious.
She goes like Panera Bread broccoli cheddar soup, and I was like, I'll have a loaf of your Asiago cheese bread.
Oh,
and
that
like,
stuff's so
okay.
good.
We're just gonna bring it to the slicer over here. Oh no, sir, no, just the loaf, please. Don't slice it. Yeah.
Did you actually get the whole loaf?
I got the whole loaf. And so she's trying to eat her soup, and I'm there sitting across the table like, eating this loaf of Asiago cheese, and she's like, this is really embarrassing. And I'm like, what? Hark!
At least you weren't like eating it like a hamster going.
No, I take big bites.
Oh my god, that would be even.
Nom 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 nom. We like sunflower seeds. Nom nom.
77 is asking, where's your cat, Creepy?
She was sleeping up on her little stand a little while ago, but she's moved, so that means
wondering where Dobby
is
is.
probably in my room.
Earlier.
I can see if I can find her if you want.
I mean,
audience.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have an emergency cat.
Okay. Emergency cat is acceptable.
Dobby.
Say hello to Marshmallow audience. This is my little marshmallow fluff. My little roasted toasty marshmallow fluff. Who's my good girl? Okay, I'll just keep quiet and just pet your chin. Come on. Yay.
Decker has a cat named Dobby who is always plotting Decker's demise.
That's my fiance's cat. I say that, and she's like, no, it's our cat. I'm like, no, he's your cat.
I had my cat Tabby. That was before you, Tiffany. It was whenever she got in trouble, she was my cat. Whenever she didn't get in trouble, she was the family's cat. Oh, what? You want to go somewhere? You want to go back to bed?
While I
Okay.
opened the door earlier, I think
Her fur got in my mouth.
I think Dobby doesn't love me.
Decker's house is still haunted, and the cat doesn't love him.
Zakinako. Yes, get the cat.
We just
okay. Get the cat.
we just got a cat. We just was Marshmallow not.
They want more cats. They want more cats.
I can provide hermit crabs. Oh, didn't I promise to show my hermit crabs this episode?
I think you did.
1 second.
All right then. So
Entertain the audience.
So yes, we
Sure.
have news to talk about. Other than that,
Yes, that's right.
One thing, it's a bit of YouTube news. I wanted to talk about it a bit. Just, I'm not going to dig into the big article. Just cover the footnotes. Just discuss a little bit about it because it is something a bit interesting to me and related to the things I've reviewed. A little bit of YouTube news for those of you out there who don't know, and bless your soul, I'm sorry for this. Longtime YouTuber Trisha Paytas has recently come out in a series of videos claiming to have dissociative identity disorder. This is coming to a big surprise to her audience, who have been watching her for years, with absolutely no signs that she has dissociative identity disorder. Her descriptions don't really seem to match up. It's generally pissing off people who do have dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, goody.
And it's just a big ball of, just stop, Trish. Just stop.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole point is just to get people talking about her, which fucking worked.
It did.
But I did want to mention some things because I heard about this through watching videos from Disassociated, a YouTuber who has dissociative identity disorder.
Okay. While I pull up the article, pets.
They mentioned some things though that I wanted to sort of talk about because they actually were talking about they were on a bit with interestingly enough, Trisha Paytas coming out as having DID happened very shortly after Anthony Padilla's episode where he sits down with people who have DID.
Hold on, I have to get the
it's
spray bottle.
Kind of interesting in its coincidence there, but that's how I had first heard of Disassociated, the YouTuber, and one of the things they talked about was actually the movie Split, which, I have reviewed. I gave it a very high score. I really enjoyed the movie. She did not. And it's funny because the way she said it, it actually reminded me of something that I don't like and why I don't like it. Because she was saying that, they do get some things right. They do get a lot more right than a lot of movies. But a lot of people out there still think like the whole thing is right, which it clearly isn't. It's a movie. It's about superheroes. It's not supposed to represent reality, but they do get a lot of things about dissociative identity disorder right.
Okay.
And that is interestingly kind of worse. Because it's reminding me, actually, about my own, talking about my childhood, talking about my history. My mother raised me Wiccan. Those of you out there don't know. My father was Christian. My grandparents were Catholic. My mother was Wiccan. I was mostly raised Wiccan.
Okay.
So I was at a very young age. I was like, yeah, I'm a witch, and that's how it is. That's just what you are. This is just what witches do. And of course, witches are a general thing in pop culture. And you have the green-skinned, warty-nosed, evil women just doing all kinds of and all that.
Yeah.
But that didn't bother me so much. I mean, that was just so far gone. It was clearly just not anything even close to reality. No big deal.
Floor wants to go.
What
Bye, Floor.
pissed me off, what really pissed me off to the soul, was Charmed. Because
really?
they got some shit right. And
How do you
every
feel about
time
that?
they got some shit right, it told me, you did enough fucking research to know this isn't how witches are. And yet here you fucking are. God damn it!
And you scared the cat. Good job.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yes, I am.
Right. Well. All right.
So,
well, let me bring up the article for those who are wondering.
And I'll
What?
introduce my hermits. Okay.
All right.
So this one's, they're very sleepy right now. They're more active at night, and even though it's night, they don't like when I'm awake.
Blathers doesn't like those.
I am ticked off at Blathers for insulting hermit crabs. Although the museum for the hermit crabs, it's so cute, but I'm ticked they put the woodlice in there too. I'm like, don't put the woodlice in with the hermit crabs. I was very envious of the pit. Anyway, so this is Spy Crab. He's my oldest.
Mm-hmm.
He's in their audience. See?
Okay.
See? There you
Okay.
Hi, Spy Crab.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, this one is Aizawa, named after the character from My Hero Academia. You might have seen some porn of him, Decker.
Yes. I might. Yeah, might. That's one way to put it.
And this one is Quasimodo. Technically Quasimodo the second. Is this Quasimodo the second?
Hello.
And I had a fourth one, but he died. Creepy was there when I had my whole full-on panic attack about the death. His name was Kaiju. He was my biggest one. I'm trying to take in the bigger hermit crabs because pet stores, while the small ones sell for a lot quicker, the big ones don't, because parents who are buying these hermit crabs for their kids think the big ones are more aggressive. They're not. I've gotten pitched by not this spy crab the first. Not this one. More times than I have ever gotten pinched by any of my big ones. My big ones are like the chillest ones on the planet.
Gotcha.
Who now want to go back into their pen.
Ms. Diesa says Charmed is about the three sisters in San Francisco, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one.
If you want to hear a review about it, go watch Movie Night's Charmed series.
Yes. It's hilarious.
Whenever I feel down, it's either Baywatching or the Charmed series.
Yes, I love both. But yeah, I can remember. Okay, I actually had season 1 of Charmed because there was a time when I actually watched it. I watched the first season of it, and then I just kind of dropped off, and I didn't watch it for years. Then I went back to it, and I was like, okay, clearly a lot of fucking things happened while I was gone. Not the least of which is the fact that this show is bad.
Oh god, the later seasons of Charmed.
But I had the first season of Charmed on DVD. I had the DVD box set of the first season. And Decker, the very first time that he ever over here to film our very first crossover review, went into my closet, make your joke, and started. My closet has like a series of shelves that are built into the walls. So like there's this whole row of nothing but DVDs. So Decker started snooping around and seeing what DVDs I had, and he saw that I had the first season of Charmed, and he kind of flipped out about it just a little bit. Like, I have seen Decker lose his shit over things much worse than he did today, but like much worse than he did that day. But even then, I was just kind of head tilting, like, it wasn't that bad. At least the first season wasn't that bad. It was stupid, but it wasn't that bad.
Decker, what's your feeling about the movie The Craft, which also used a lot of Wiccan stuff in it?
I didn't see The Craft, but I was turned off by
Which one are you referring
trailers.
to?
The one from the 90s, which had the song I'm of the earth, I am the air. You know, they use the themes. They use the same.
How soon is now by Love Split the version in the movie was by Love Split Love. No, wait. Okay, I got it wrong. Love Split Love did the version for Charmed, but there was a version in The Craft. I can't remember who sang it, but it was How Soon Is Now. The original song was by the Smiths.
Okay. Yeah, because
I have listened to the Smiths.
Yeah, we actually did talk about the Craft remake on Live and Wired, and people were like, "Really?" And then there were like, I think there was like one person who was like really irritated. It's like, "What's next? Charm remake?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then the guy was like, "I was joking."
What's next? A Sabrina remake?
Yo, yeah.
Yes.
Why does this keep happening?
Hold on.
I remember. I think I told the story.
No. I think it was like the Buffy remake that we talked about.
Oh no, the Buffy remake.
The Buffy remake too. But I remember I told this story. I think when we talked about the original Craft way back, during that episode of Live and Wired. But when the Craft came out. And, after it made it to VHS and it was available to rent in rental stores back during the Mesozoic era when you had to go to stores to rent movies instead of them being streamed.
I have to review The Craft, says Southern Yankee. What? No, why would I have to review why would I don't know?
Because it's a great crossover for you and Creepy, that's why.
That's true, yeah. But anyway.
Charmed, I'm sure.
You have to make that joke now. But I remember that I was in, I think, 11th grade when it was available on VHS, and a girl that I had gone to school with for years showed up, and it was chemistry, and a girl showed up, and I can't remember how this conversation got started, but she was talking, and she said that she and some of her friends watched movies the night, like that weekend, and they watched The Craft, and she started freaking out over it because she thought that movie was like the scariest shit she had ever seen.
All I know is when I saw it, I rented it from the store called Blockbuster, I think.
Yeah.
And
Blue Star.
Blue Star. And I rented it when I was like a teenager during my lovely, lovely goth phase that will never die. And I remember watching it, and then it seriously got me into Wicca.
Okay.
I think a lot of people who got into Wicca and neo-pagan because of that movie are a bit embarrassed by the fact that was
It's about dancing around maypoles, wearing nice flower crowns, and collecting daggers.
And stabbing men and putting them in bear suits. Wait, wrong Wicca.
And
I'm
bees!
making a
Lots of
reference
bees!
Two totally different movies, but I'm glad you have. I'm happy with your energy.
Oh, damn it.
All right. So, yeah. I think that the other YouTube news that which I actually thought was like incredibly regressive, is that because of the major strain on the internet, because everybody's staying home from Redacted, YouTube has decided we're going to switch from HD to SD as the standard for your videos. That way it doesn't cause a massive strain on the internet. And
I kind of don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
I mean,
sorry. No, it's okay. I actually have the article right here. So yes, okay, so last week Netflix, no, I don't want your notification. Last week Netflix announced it was going to reduce the quality of its video streams in 30 days in order to reduce the strain of internet infrastructure. Today, Bloomberg reported that YouTube is going to do the same thing. Streaming video services has been a significant uptick in usage due to Redacted, which has resulted in requests for social distancing and in some areas mandatory orders that have kept people at home. A 2019 Sandvine report claimed that video streaming accounts for more than 60% of total internet downstream worldwide. At the time, Netflix accounted for a much larger slice of pie than YouTube in the Americas, 12.9% compared to the 6.3%. But a more recent report said that the Redacted has pushed YouTube past Netflix, sometimes by nearly double. The site attributed to the change to two factors: that people are watching more YouTube because it is a great source of information from a wide variety of sources. Sure. Because instead of usage between home, work, Wi-Fi hotspots, and mobile networks, as it usually is, hasn't seen much of an increase in peak usage. Instead, use of service at home has brought in more hours. Unlike Netflix, which reduced the bitrate of its streams by 25%, YouTube will simply set all of its videos at standard definition by default. Users will still be able to watch in high definition, but will have to manually increase the resolution to do so.
Oh no, 2 whole clicks.
It takes me out of it.
YouTube had already made the standard definition play default in Europe, but now it's worldwide. We'll continue to work closely with governments and network operators around the globe to do our part to minimize stress on the system during this unprecedented situation, YouTube parent company Google said in a statement. Last week, we announced we were temporarily defaulting all videos on YouTube to standard definition in the EU. Given the global nature of this crisis, we will expand that changing globally starting today. Netflix announced that it will reduce the bit rates of its service in Australia, but not yet extended the reduction to North America. Amazon has also reduced streaming bit rates for its Prime Video service in Europe. So,
Deoxys is like, I'm tech illiterate, so what does that mean with bit rates and such? So let me do a quick little search over here. Okay.
Bit rates, I think, if I remember correctly, is like kind of like download speed.
Yeah.
YouTube's recommended upload encoding settings. For bitrate, they say that high definition 1080p, they recommend around 8 megabits a second if it's 30 frames a second, and 12 megabits if it's 60. If you got something standard definition, they don't have a 60 frame per second version of it, even though they have a guideline for that. But 480p standard definition is 2.5 megabits per second, so that's like less than a third.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's down to, let's say, yeah, it's almost like only a fifth compared to the 60 frames a second option. So yeah, it's considerably less. It's considerably smaller file transfer sizes, much smaller packets and all that. As it's for every pixel further that way and that way, you add a hell of a lot more. It's like that's why like 4K versus 1080p. It's only twice the pixels that way and that way, but it's 4 times the pixels overall. And in terms of bitrate, it's like 1080p, 8 megabits per second for 30 frames. 4K, 30 frames, 45 megabits per second. So that's a hell of a lot of data. So 2.5 on 480p standard definition.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't blame them for doing that because I know a lot of gaming servers, due to like the heavy workloads that No, a lot of gaming servers, because I was doing Killing Floor last night, and we couldn't get into any server because everyone was playing it, and the one time we did get in, it was like a lag fest because it's like no one is all the strain, the servers are not ready for it, and like Discord, all the blipping we're getting is a lot more frequent because again, everyone's using Discord and video chat and voice chat, so it's like. They thought they could handle the strain, but can't.
I told you we needed fiber optic nationwide. Didn't I tell you?
And the weird thing is, Discord actually offered they were planning on doing video chats like this with I think the maximum is like 10 people, right? Matt, it was 10 people.
Yeah.
And then they raised up the maximum, and they were planning on doing it much later in the year. But due to Redacted, it came up a lot quicker. But the only problem is it's buggy as heck if you do more than 10.
Yeah, right. you remember that first-person shooter game that, like the max at the time of like of people joining at one server was like 8 people at a time, and then they were like, oh, but we can increase it to like over 200, and then when
it crashed.
Yes, it crashed and burned hard
because they didn't. And it's like the Overwatch servers. If you want an example, when Overwatch was in beta, they were fine, or when Fallout 76 was in beta, it was Bethesda fine. Bethesda fine. Bethesda fine.
I find myself going to bat for Fallout 76 more than some, but Fallout 76 in beta,
if we were to quote Todd,
we're not going to pretend like it wasn't buggy as hell.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm saying it's Bethesda fine, but then when a lot more people came into the beta, it got Bethesda worse. But I'm just saying they weren't prepared for the strain and the popularity that was going to happen, even though Overwatch. I have things with issues with Blizzard. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of Fallout 76. It just, Falcon did another list on Game Ranks. It's like, the most overhyped games. And for the most of the list was fine, talking about games that people were hyping to hell and it underdelivered. And then he brings up Fallout 76, and I'm like, come on, motherfuckers, just shut the fuck up. You know, nobody said that this was going to be a great game. As soon as they announced it, everyone said it was going to be shit. And then it came out in a horrible state, and everyone was like, well, that confirms it.
I think, like, if you want to put number 1 on one of those lists, I would think No Man's Sky. Although I hear No Man's Sky is better.
I hear it's better, too, but I tried playing it, and I'm like, it's not
Mighty
that
number
much
9.
better.
Mighty number
9 was on the list and definitely did earn its spots. It was hyped up massively, and oh boy, did it underdeliver.
Oh, yeah, and did it piss off the fandom when it was making fun of nerds in the commercial?
Oh, yeah, like, what was it? Like, you're gonna cry like an anime fan.
You're gonna cry like an anime fan, what?
On prom night.
Oh.
Fanboy.
On prom night.
Yeah. Thank God I did not back up that Kickstarter. I am so
Oh,
glad I did.
the Kickstarter I wanted to back up was the one done by the original guy who did Castlevania.
You're talking about Bloodstains.
Yeah, I wanted to back that up, but again, artist on commission, you don't get a lot of extra money.
That's
I backed
true.
Mighty
But at least that
Number
turned out
Nine.
to be good.
Yeah, although some people were like, it's a sexy girl running around. Who cares?
Have you guys played Castlevania Harmony of...
I was about to say, there's a girl in the Castlevania series that's obsessed with boob size. She's a little young girl obsessed with boob size.
Japan.
Yeah. It's going to be sad because technically the first Castlevania game I actually ever played was the Castlevania Smash Brothers thing. You know, where was all the Castlevania characters able to fight each other?
Oh, yeah,
On the Wii?
reminds me.
Oh my god, you played the fighting game?
That was my first Castlevania game, technically, and then my friends were telling me all about Castlevania as I played it. And I was like, you got a Castlevania game? And he goes, yeah, we got one of them.
Even though it's
I
not...
was just-
And to think that the art style of the characters were done by the same guy art style of Death Note.
Wait, Death Note guy did these?
The artist.
Oh.
And
No,
yes.
that same friend showed me an actual Castlevania game and let me play it. And I think what's the one starring Alucard?
Symphony of the Night.
That's the one. That was technically my first official Castlevania game.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was
I
looking,
liked it.
looking for this little.
I'm not the biggest Metroid fan,
when-
so I never got into the Metrovanias, but I liked Castlevania.
When
so,
EDF Iron Rain was being developed, and there was just a very rough translation that you could do on the site. Like you tell Google to translate it for you.
Yeah.
And it got to the character of Tatiana. It's like, a young, earnest female soldier. She remains one of the few reserved females among the rambunctious female soldier. She is treated somewhat as a pawn by Second Blast Team leader Mike, always given something she has to worry about. Being their youngest female, she is often treated as the team's little sister. But actually, she has big breasts.
Okay, see this eyebrow I have right now, and I'm trying to push it up to go higher?
EDF
She has big breasts.
never change.
It's like funny because I remember showing my friend Madoka Magica, and he liked this one character who is, and he goes, "She's the motherly type." I go, "What makes you think she's the motherly type?" And he does this motion, and I go, "That equals mom to you?"
Oh my god.
I don't want to know it. Freud is gonna have a field day in your brain.
Oh, God. So, yeah, we got 18 minutes left.
Oh yeah, sorry. No more talking about anime boobs.
Just saying, if we have any other articles we want to discuss, we better get it to it soon.
I mean, all the other YouTube news is talking about Redacted. So I can't really say too much about that.
Just have a little
Come on,
quote
Puppy was
from
born.
David Harbour, who played Hellboy in the newer Hellboy, who recognizes that movie didn't do so well and was like, I know why. Fucking fans.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking
I
people
forgot.
Wait.
given money to watch this movie. It's their fault.
That's right.
I
It's
have
the
the quote from
fans'
the article
fault?
written here. It says,
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman created this iconic thing that we thought could be reinvented, and then they certainly, the loudness of the internet was like, we do not want you to touch this. And then we made a movie it I think is fun, and I think had its problems, was a fun movie. And then people were just very against it.
It was
I mean-
boring.
Yeah, that's the issue. You mean you're trying to compete against Guillermo del Toro, who is a huge, and I mean, I'm trying to emphasize, a huge horror movie buff. And he's into detailed atmosphere, creative creatures, and trying to make things fun. So when you try to remake it and make it incredibly just forgettable and boring, yeah, people are going to critique you. It's not because of the fans or, saying like, oh, the fans did it on purpose. That's why they hate the film. No.
I'm sorry, but the animated Hellboy movies, which I love dearly, were more entertaining than that Hellboy remake.
Yeah, and they were directed by Tad Stones, the creator
Oh.
of Darkwing Duck.
This explains why I like it.
Yeah.
I also was like, didn't he also say that Hellboy doesn't have sex? Didn't the actor say that? I remember something.
Ron Perlman?
No. Ron Perlman's like, no, Hellboy has sex.
Oh, the other actor.
David
The
Harbour.
other one. Yeah, didn't he say like Hellboy doesn't have sex? And every female fan was like, liar! That man.
Also, IGN posted an article about a leak received from an email sent to IGN. So it's like, I'm pretty sure you weren't supposed to say that. But
I mean, it's pulling off a Kotaku in which, they got...
They're going to get themselves banned from being in anything as soon as they keep that shit up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they got an email talking about DLC characters in Mortal Kombat 11. And one of them wasn't necessarily announced yet, but they were given copyright information about them.
Yeah.
That being Ash Williams.
Yeah.
And,
there's your chainsaw hand.
And I do believe it because, I mean, how many horror characters got into Mortal Kombat 10?
Very true. And also, if we remember that Mortal Kombat 11 also has Spawn in it. And
voiced by Keith David.
Yes.
Sorry.
I know, from the animated series, yes. So we all love Keith David. He is amazing. And but yeah, it looks pretty legit. And, again, going into what Kotaku did when they, leaked information about Doom 2016, even before the game came out. So I guess IGN is pulling off that in which, hey, we got this email. There's a possibility that this DLC character could be coming soon, even though that we weren't supposed to say anything yet.
Wolfwine over on Twitch is happy to see. It's like, oh my god, no fucking way! Holy shit! Finally!
Okay,
what,
wow.
Spawn or Ash?
Ash.
Oh.
I know you're talking about Ash Williams from Evil Dead. I
Yes.
know. But my brain instantly went to Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, and now I want that. I want him to kill someone with Pikachu.
That is
I
so
want them to
man.
That is
I
so
wanted to
wrong.
I want him to burn someone with his Charizard. I want him to split someone apart with freaking Vine. I am way too good at thinking of freaking death moves with Ash Ketchum. Help me.
You have to relax.
No. I have a very vivid imagination, and some days it's the worst of me. And will the kitty stop scratching the back of my chair? Please? Thank you. Please?
And also, to avoid news about Redacted, there's also a Final Destination update. Oh, yeah, that's still about Redacted.
Oh, that's
isn't
right.
it?
The Final Destination.
Is that still about Redacted, all things considered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I
We
thought it was
live in
about first
Final
responders.
Destination right now.
No, the newest information about it, that it was being postponed because...
Oh, right.
Oh, well, there's actually one more thing that there was the announcement. Well, actually, no, we can't say that either because it was pushed back because of Redacted. Yeah, I know. So, George Romero, who many of you guys know for
the quote from Craig Perry about the reimagining of Final Destination. It's like, I wrote down the quote, and it's bothering me as I read it.
Was it bad?
Well, the whole thing about this new Final Destination reboot is they're saying that they're going to explore first responders.
For what?
A quote from Craig Perry in regards to it: "These people will deal with death on the front lines every day and make choices that can cause people to live or die. We rely on their good judgment, expertise, and calm demeanor. So why not put those people in the nightmare situation where every choice can bring about life and death, but now for themselves?" I'm just thinking like someone there in an ambulance trying to work with a guy, like trying to just help them out, and then they're like, ah, shit, and they snap their neck. I'm like, oh, whoops. Like Final Destination style.
This sounds like a choose-your-own-adventure game.
I just imagine like an ambulance worker working in the back of the ambulance, and somehow the door didn't properly close, and he just falls out.
Final
my God.
Destination. Final
Okay.
Destination.
That would sound very similar. That would sound very similar to what would happen in a Final Destination.
They're gonna make people dying horribly in emergency situations funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Don't we have enough first responders TV shows now? Yeah, we do actually.
Either
guess
that or it's
so.
gonna be like torture porn. Like it's gonna be the uncomfortable horror where you see people die slowly and you're like, no, not like that, no.
Why can't it be like the
Just
first
to
one with
splat
the
in the
Rube
cutaway.
Goldberg?
Just to splat in the cutaway. Don't watch. I don't need to see them gasping for air for 10 minutes following.
Why can't they just do like that weird? Wasn't it like in the first one where it was like a near Rube Goldberg device of how to kill the person?
Yeah.
Can't they just go back to that?
It's
I like that.
The water leaked out of the toilet, and then the shampoo went into the tub, and then the guy slipped, and he went onto the little string there that went wrapped around his neck. He fell into the tub. He couldn't get up because of soap. And he's like...
Can someone gift that for me, please? I need that for for reaction images.
That would be awesome.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, the other project that was pushed back because redacted was one of the last things that George Romero was working on. For those who are wondering, George Romero is the one responsible for the Dead series. You know, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead,
Tea
Dead,
of the Dead. Tea of the Dead. Dead. So, one of the last things that he wrote away was a 656-page novel called The Living Dead. It was supposed to come out sometime a few weeks ago, but sadly it was pushed back to August. So I'm just gonna take a look at this. Before he passed away back in 2017, the late horror legend George A. Romero has been working on a brand new zombie novel titled The Living Dead, which was set to bring his long-running zombie saga off the screen and into the world of print. He never got a chance to complete the novel, but author Daniel Krause has now finished it using his notes. Tor Books had originally planned on releasing it this coming June, but it was pushed back into August 4th. The Living Dead is an entirely new Romero masterpiece set in the present day and not based off of any of the films, and is promised to be essential reading for all horror fans. In The Living Dead, on October 24th, John Doe rises from the dead. Assistant medical examiner Louis Aclusella and his assistant Charlene Rutowski are vivisecting him when it happens, and so begins nightmare. Greer Morgan is a teenager living in a trailer park, and when the dead begin their assault, the true natures of her neighbors are revealed. Chuck Chaplin is a pretty boy cable news anchor, and the plague suddenly brings purpose into his empty life. Carl Nishimura is the helmsman of the USS Vindicator, a nuclear submarine, and he battles against a complete zombie takeover of a city upon the sea. And meanwhile, a mysterious woman named Etta Hoffman records the progress of the epidemic from a bunker in DC, as well as the broken dreams and stubborn hopes of a nation not ready to give up. Spread across 3 separate time periods and combining Romero's biting social commentary with Krause's gift for the beautiful and grotesque, the book rockets forward as the zombie plague explodes indoors, and finally, in a shocking final act, begins to radically change. And this is the look of the novel, The Living Dead. It looks nice. I like the font.
It's very nice. George A. Romero and Daniel. So, yeah. So, coming out this August. That is, if Redacted doesn't push it any further.
Sure.
Darn you, Redacted!
Thank you so much for the
Oh yeah, I got a $4.99 sticker from David Bailey.
It's a dancing, partying pair.
Ooh.
I thought it was just a really chubby emoji.
No, it's a pear.
Okay.
Listen, I've had to look at pears in my Animal Crossing town. I know what a pear looks like.
Okay.
Plus,
Kiva Blade highlighted their comment on Twitch saying there should be a collab review of Martin Mystery's Haunting of the Blackwater with both Decker and Creepy. Got a thumbs up from Creepy.
Yeah.
What film?
Haunting of the Blackwater. Martin Mystery's Haunting of the Black Water.
Oh yeah, that's right, Martin Mystery. It was based off of a French comic book series that then turned into an animated series in Canada.
Which had almost nothing to do with the comic book.
No, of
Yeah.
course not. I did Cyber 6 a few months ago, and that has little to nothing to do. Like, it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some elements to it, but they had to like tone it down because it's very inappropriate for a children audience.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know George
Cows of the Dead? That was the backstory of
I have a fun George Romero fact.
Dead Rising.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Fun fact, he was actually hired to write the Resident Evil movie and had an assistant of his play Resident Evil multiple times, and Romero watched him so he could write the script.
Oh.
Sadly, they didn't pick that script, which is sad because I found like a few scenes from the script, and I mean, there's a couple of things I'm like about, but I would have loved to have seen in the scene.
I'm feeling like no matter how they were, they probably would have made a much better Resident Evil movie than what we got. Just saying.
Mhm.
Anyone can make a better Resident Evil. I could make a better Airbender movie.
I would believe it.
I just need a bunch of really good cosplayers and some cell phone cams.
So yeah, we got 4 minutes. So it's about time to wrap things up.
All right. So, who has something coming up?
I have nothing because of Redacted.
Dang it.
I have a Batman review coming, and I'm hopefully going to get back to doing Supernatural Spotlight soon. I've been having some trouble getting the episodes to render properly so that they can be edited together, but I'm working on that. That's the reason why there's been a delay in Supernatural Spotlights, because of that. Let's see. I did a Scooby-Doo review recently, which got blocked, but then was unblocked after I disputed it, and seems to have been very popular. So,
Oh, nice.
Oh, I missed it. Darn, I need to watch it.
okay, I'll go watch it.
I can't. I'm streaming right now, and also I'm working for you.
Oh yeah. We'll keep doing that then. Anyway, that was an interesting sound.
No, that's because I'm sunk into the chair a little too much.
Okay.
Oh, I'm having that same problem right now, actually. Anyway, Patricia, what you got going on?
Well, recently I posted up a new episode of my chats discussing about the Disney Silver era, or the Disney Restoration era, some people like to call it. Those were the Disney animated films that came out from 1950 to 1967. So I taught alongside with Chris Moore, aka Rowdy C from TV Trash. We discussed about Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, Sword in the Stone, and The Jungle Book. So if you want to know our thoughts on all of those movies, then you can go check it out. But for those who are new to my stuff, I would highly recommend that you listen to the previous podcast that I did with Chris, where we discussed about the Renaissance era, which were the movies from the late 80s to the late 90s, and the Golden Era, which was from 1937 to 1942, which consists of Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, and Babe. So I would recommend you listen to those and the Disney Toon Studios movies, which came out last year. No, 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, almost 2 years ago. Wow. Where after Disney Toon Studios shut down, we looked back on the direct-to-video Disney movies. So, yeah.
Those were filmed in. They were made in Florida at Disney at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Sorry, it's like one of those weird facts I know. I actually was there when they were working on Treasure Planet.
Oh wow, nice. I think I was there once, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. Sorry.
No. It's like I really need to revisit it.
Yeah, they had this whole section, and it had like this. It's like weird because you're like up on this higher level, and you can see down and see all the animators at work. And they were showing like they were doing Treasure Planet, which is the first time they ever did 3D and 2D combined into one.
Yeah, well,
and it was like
that's true.
And it was like they were showing how they were doing it and stuff, and it kind of sort of got me into what I'm into today, kind of sort of. I mean, I was going into I was planning on going into computer graphics and effects and stuff, but now I'm here working for Creepy.
Well, also for Diva as well.
Oh yes. Oh, you remembered. Sorry.
For a $4.99 from the first attempt, who says, anybody else want to see an open world supernatural?
Well, I would make a joke saying if you pick female, you're gonna die instantly, but I won't.
I still laugh just because I laugh at everything.
No, but it is true. Like any female character that got close to the boys would die, unless that changed in the later seasons. Creepy.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I think
Sorry.
he's froze. I think
See
he's
what
just
I has
speechless.
going on.
Yeah,
what does Decker have going on?
Yeah, Decker's turn.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
what do
March
you
of
got
the
going on?
Clowns is still going. It just goes into April because clowns have really big fucking shoes. Excuse me.
Sure.
So the
They drove their little
next
clown car.
review is going to be It Chapter 2, which is a 3-hour fucking movie.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
But yeah, I've been watching. I've been working on the script, and yeah, I feel like Chapter 1 was the better of the two.
Well, I'm sure you'll. I'm
Chapter
sure we'll
2 is
find
not
out.
a bad movie. It's just not nearly
It's
as
long.
coherent and structured as Chapter 1. Chapter 2, it's got a bunch of flashbacks, so you're never in the same time period for longer than 5 minutes. And the first thing it does is it gets the 6 characters from everywhere else, brings them together, and then splits them all the fuck apart to then have to follow 6 different plot threads.
That's really confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Secret 113. I would love to do a Chilling Tales of Sabrina review, but I am not a reviewer. Well, okay. Creepy knows. Creepy sees my reactions to things, and he thinks it's hilarious.
So,
And I mean, I would.
so yeah, I got the It Chapter 2 review coming soon, and I have been lacking putting stuff on the gaming channel again. Creepy, want to play some EDF?
Sure.
It's like the only thing I know how to play anymore.
As long as we can do Toko Hero Rift Trap.
Oh yes. Got to get back on Tokuhiro Rift Tracks with Creepy. I also, in regards to Patreon rewards, going to be moving away from riffs, but I will be doing one last riff this month. I'm also going to be doing a creepypasta reading.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be doing
Which
both
pasta?
of those this month, and then next month I'm going to go for just the creepypastas moving forward, because the riffs, even though public domain shouldn't do this, it's given me constant problems with the copyright system on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
Decker, if you want even more, more Patreon stuff, and if you don't want to just do creepypastas, you could do SCP readings. You could read about different, the SCP project. Did you not know what an SCP is?
I do not.
It was originally made as a writing project where it's basically, think like Men in Black / Warehouse 13, where there was a bunch of different items which have like backstory and do things like there is a coffee maker that will make any liquid no matter what.
Mhm.
And like there's
So
basic-
coffee.
not just coffee.
But
Not
I
just
just want coffee.
It could make a potion of immortality if you
Coffee!
want. And then there's like all these different items. It was originally like a writing project challenge for a bunch of people, but it's like massive. There's like almost over 1,000 of them.
Wow.
So it's like, if you need some material, you can always go to the SCP website and just use that stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
it kind of reminds me of the 15th chapter fanfic of Harry Potter, but instead of them being wizards, they're scientists.
There's the one Harry Potter fan fiction where it was basically a very Christian mother rewrote all of Harry Potter to be religious. It's
Oh my
horrible.
God.
And then
Wow.
there's the ever so classic Harry Potter fan fiction, My Immortal.
Yeah. Overly sarcastic a live stream where they were reading that.
I feel sorry for them.
God damn it, Lone Dragon. I have that argument with my fiance all the time. She's asking me for coffee, and I'm there like, beer it is. Coffee.
Oh,
beer?
okay, so Secret 113.
Fee.
Oh, there's over 7,000 now?
Beer?
Looks like you have a lot of catching
See?
up to do. Which,
Yes, I
do.
with Redacted, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, my sister is a huge SCP fan, so I'm always hearing the stuff. I'm like, okay. Because the first SCP I ever heard of is basically, oh, it's a weeping angel, how original. But then there's like the coffee machine that makes anything. And
Coffee!
like, there's more to life than coffee, Decker.
Lies!
More to life! Oh yeah, there's some guy in Russia trying to claim the SCPs as his own. Long story, don't want to get into that. But yeah, if you need content for the Patreon channel and want to just read about SCPs, you can. There's a killing in that, actually.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I got going on. I desperately need to make more gaming content. If I do more, I'm probably not going to do more space engineers or medieval engineers because Keen has been kind of dicky bags about medieval engineers. So I might get back to Empyrean Galactic Survival.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, got it. Chapter 2. Got to do riffs. The last riff. Got to do the readings. And yeah. Got the March of the Clowns still going on. It just marches on. Why does it always do this? Why did I think this year would be different?
I just now had a weird imagining of John Massari kicking your door open to make you review clown movies with him.
Our good old buddy, John Massai.
Bye.
I think he'd probably kick my door down and ask me to stop sending him weird messages in the middle of the night, but...
Have you been sending John Massari weird messages late at night
I cannot
again?
confirm or deny these. So, thank you all for watching. I've been Decker Shadow.
I've been Patricia.
I've been Kat Lunicia.
I've been that long-haired creepy guy.
And remember, Redacted always wins.
Good night, everybody.